other side of town. I got a spaceship in my head and a ring gun on my toes. Let's get around. I'm a science fiction man. I got a spaceship in my head.
Yo, let's do it one more time for the real heads. It's the last time that we can use this theme, so I'm doing it one more time.
One more time!
From James Cameron, before he got obsessed with blue people ponytail sex, comes a brilliantly simple plan to make Alien even better. Make it plural. Aliens. Before you see the sequel to whatever Prometheus was about, revisit a sequel that wasn't necessarily better than the original, but it damn sure was bigger, yellier,
We are leaving!
and 10 times more boomier. You know, this worked because they twisted a horror film into a war movie. Every other action franchise just figured good sequel means loud noises. Return to the grimy, sweaty, truck stop bathroom that is the Alien universe.
Nobody touch nothing.
And dust off your undies. Salute your dad's first crush, Ripley. She's back in action after taking out an alien single-handedly. And still no one listens to a thing she has to say.
I'm telling you that those things exist.
Thank you, Officer Ripley. That will be all.
Are you listening? Listen to me. Just one of those things managed to wipe out my entire crew.
Yeah, okay, right.
Do it now!
Shut up!
But Ripley's not alone. She's riding with the Colonial Space Marines. They may not be all that brave.
Do something!
Not that in shape. Don't have the best discipline. And are more than a little bit creepy sometimes.
There's some juicy colonist daughters we have to rescue from their virginity.
But that big gun is pretty sweet. Meet side characters who rise above being disposable alien bait, like Higgs, the grease-painted soldier in all your favorite movies. Vasquez, a master of disguise, cleverly pretending to be Latina.
Jerk off. When they finish putting first-class people in the boats, they'll be starting with us.
Yep, same person. And Bill Paxton's Hudson, the Marine who literally can't even.
This can't be happening, man.
How could they cut the power, man? They're animals.
Now what the are we supposed to do?
We're not gonna last 17 hours.
Game over, man. It's game over.
R.I.P. B-Pax. It's never game over, man. Together, they'll take on the nastiest monster in the galaxy. Corporate middle managers.
This installation has a substantial dollar value attached to it.
And also some xenomorphs. Perfect killing machines who can only be defeated by big-ass futuristic guns. Assault rifles. Fire. Tiny little shotguns. Handguns. Or extra slow robot punches. But man, do they look scary. It's like a sex toy factory out of Scorpion. So strap in with one of the greatest sci-fi movies of all time that took all the cool stuff from the original, like crawling through ducks, milky robots, and the exact same ending, and added frickin' mech and a Batmobile. Because even if you're making a brutally dark sci-fi movie for adults, you still gotta sell a few toys.
Send in the ultimate space marine, T-Tex, disguised in his big bad bug suit.
And that's still a better story than Prometheus. Starring the talented Elle Ripley. Hey, Hixie Yusufine. The Garbage Pail Kid. Mad About You. I'm the Paxman. Be up. C Creepio. My favorite Twitch channel. Yes, Queen. And the most badass moment in sci-fi history.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Woo! Hell yeah!
Aliens. Yep, that actually sums it up pretty good.
Goddamn right.
Ripley, I got one question for you. What are those?
Pretty goddamn good.
Nice.
All right, it is New Year's Eve.
I'll put the women at the bottom.
I'll put you wherever you want.
Oh, yeah,
There
we
you
got
it. Right, Neutron in command. Spider-Man.
So Conan, you ever been mistaken for a man before?
I'll just kick everyone off the stream. Yeah, not in this outfit. I haven't.
Dude looks like a lady. Anyway,
me and Liberace over here. Let me tell you. Sorry, Forrest. Please go ahead.
All right, it is New Year's Eve, 2021. Hell year. You know, you thought 2020 was pretty bad. 2021 has kind of objectively been worse in some ways. But we're here with our 50th episode. I don't know how the fuck we got here. I was planning to do this like a couple times a month as kind of just a. I'm gonna take these off. I can't see shit. As kind of a.
That's how I felt during Day Live.
It's kind of like a fun side project and something to keep me occupied. And somehow we ended up turning this into an incredibly intense fucking podcast experience where we've watched 50 movies in 5 months, and it's gotten real. It's been real.
Well, you invited Conan along, so what did you expect?
Yeah. Well, Conan was an early adopter. He came through in episode 3 with Jason Miles. It was we talked about so that actually ups the movie count too, because we talked about 2 different movies on that episode. We talked about
we did, and you did a thing where you took your one fan and then made him a co-host, which is great. Great for me.
And then there's also like the episodes that you never numbered, like the one you did with.
I've had some bonus ones that I kept as bonus ones. I mean, that actually adds 3 movies to the list because I watched 3 movies for my Catherine Liu one, and there's
JFK was the other one.
And also I think when we did 13 Fanboy, I had that as a bonus one too. So
look, this canon is confusing enough without bringing in like the expanded universe. Okay, can we just keep it?
It's a multiverse. You know what I mean? The bonus episodes are on one part of the multiverse. They're on one plane, and then the regular episodes are on another plane. It gets crazy. It does.
Can't wait for it to be Marvel March or something like that. We can talk about Marvel movies.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit before I could do because I maxed out at Endgame. I think I went to Endgame. I was really excited about it. I had watched like all of the Marvel movies leading up to that, pretty much that I hadn't watched, which was like I don't know, probably half of them. And I went really hard that month that Endgame came out, and then I was like, all right, I need to not do this for a couple of years.
There was a bit of a break.
Is this still the intro? This is still the intro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
This is the pre-intro.
Just checking. Okay.
This is a long pre-intro.
Well, that's all we got time for, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
See you next year.
Yeah, exactly. See you
in a few hours.
All right, I am here with
it's your show. Talk about whatever the fuck you want, man. It's fine.
my frequent 2 co-hosts on this panel: J. Andrew World, #1, illustrator, comic book aficionado, graphic novel designer, cover designer, all of that. Of course, also joined by Protonic Reversal and Conan Neutron, the secret friends, Conan Neutron. Kristina Oakes.
That's right.
I'm Kristina on Twitch. And
also
now
Mrs. Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, Mrs. Andrew Garfield tonight. Just so we're clear. Please address her formally.
Future boo. And Erica Strout, you know her from several different bands and from the last 10 episodes of this podcast.
I was just thinking about making a joke about how I couldn't get away from you guys now.
9 episodes because the 10th one was bad takes.
Okay, let the record show.
So isn't that the movie night extravaganza extended universe? You know what I mean? Like
Pretty much.
You know.
It pretty much is.
Yeah.
That's how we can count Gabriel Horde as a friend of the show.
Well, it's been a very fun ride.
You know, yeah, I wanted to have him on, and he wasn't available when we picked a movie for him. Audrey's now trying to get in again. Did you just hear the?
Well, having nothing to do with any of that, let me be the first to do a toast to 50 episodes of Movie Night Extravaganza, the best movie show on the internet. Prove me wrong.
Definitely, and you can't argue with this. The best leftist movie podcast that streams on Tuesdays and Fridays at 8 p.m. on Twitch.
Right. The best rock band in this room playing at this moment in time. Exactly, yes.
Oh my God, we're in the band. Can we call ourselves the Avengers? Conan gets that joke.
I totally get that joke. That's very, very new to me. I was like, that's good. Especially because there is a band called the Avengers, like that's Penelope Houston's.
I thought they were talking about Avenged Centerfold for some reason. I'm like, what?
Ooh. Did you say Avenged Centerfold?
I forgot what the name of the band is, but there's Avenged something.
Yeah, no, it's Avenged Sevenfold, and I'm mad that I know that. But like, Avenged Centerfold is a great portmanteau. I like it.
They were hard to get away from for a while.
Avengers
New band name
Superfold.
just dropped.
Avenged
Avengers
Centerfold. I kind of like
Superfold.
that
There
better.
you go. It's the official Marvel. It's the official Marvel band.
God, I hate that to have my window closed, but goddamn fireworks, people. They stop now. When I close my window.
Well, I'm just hoping that the neighbors that are always smoking outside my house actually, hurt themselves this year with fireworks.
Dare to dream.
One of the smoking neighbors coming on the podcast to get roasted.
Yeah, I seem like I hear about him a lot, so I'd love to
talk about Cheech and Chong film.
Hey, well done. Thank you for smoking. We could do that one.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I Love You, Philip Morris. That also would be good.
Oh, I forgot about that movie. It's so good.
Let's move on. By the way, sorry.
Okay.
I have since Erica is on now. There's a really good Predator honest trailer that I was gonna play at 9 when Erica first came on, but now that she's on earlier, they made a lot of the same jokes we did. So I was kind of like, I was pleasantly surprised by it. So do you guys want to watch that?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. It's easy for me. I just drink and laugh at shit. Great. It's the easiest show I've ever been on. Makes Protonic look like a cakewalk. Oh yeah, that was funny. Anyway, let's look at the next thing. It's like those shows that they have, those Fakakta shows that are like just clips from other things, and it's like, well, I don't know, looks like he stepped it out this time, and like that's a career somehow. Great. Sign me up.
Well, the reason that show took off so much, I think, America's Funniest Home Videos or whatever, like that was the first one of those, was because Bob Saget wanted a career change after doing Full House. And
yeah,
like
he got one.
Bob Saget's had a long, sad career because he like is he's a good fucking stand-up comedian that has some really raunchy material and literally just got known as Danny Tanner. And it destroyed him. It mentally and like emotionally destroyed him.
The other TV show I really like to do is, and Erica knows this because I've ranted about it. There's a couple shows that are basically just an old rock dude on like Axis, which is like the boomer music channel, where it's like Sammy Hagar running around being Sammy Hagar, basically. I'm like, where do I get that fucking job? Because that sounds awesome. I totally know how to be Conan Neutron and run around and get paid to be on a show. Anyway, thank you. Moving on.
Good stuff.
Exactly. I know you know all about it.
I've followed you with a camera before. Yeah.
From the Michael Bay of the 80s, but better, comes a film that combines the best action, the best horror, and the best handshake in all of human history.
You son of a bitch.
So does anyone else grow a mustache every time they watch that? Predator. Deep in the heart of the Central American jungle, where no one can hear you sweat profusely. Something is hunting men for sport, and that something would have been an awesome mystery if they didn't show a spaceship in the first scene.
There's something in those trees.
It's an alien.
Those eyes there. They disappeared.
Yep, alien. Saw the ship.
There's something out there waiting for us. And it ain't no man.
Okay, fine. I'll do what YouTube comments do. Movie starts at 1 minute 29 seconds. Join an elite squad of assassins.
We are a rescue team, not assassins.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Stick around.
There's Billy, the jacked-up macho Native American. Blaine, the jacked-up macho redneck. Mac and Dylan, the jacked-up macho black guys. Poncho, the jacked-up macho Latino. Hawkins, the screenwriter they wanted on set for Punch Up. And their leader judge, a jacked-up badass cigar-chomping Kevin McAllister.
Hold it!
Don't get me before I call the police.
Come on, kill me. I'm here.
Keep the change, you filthy animal. Thrill as they're up against the ultimate enemy. Jean-Claude Van Damme in a stupid lobster costume. That really happened. But once he got fired, they went up against the real ultimate enemy, the Predator. A perfect mix of awesome creature design, S&M mesh bodysuit, and Vincent Price laugh. Who is a technology, hunt the equivalent of fish and barrel. Yeah, I guess he's less cool when you realize he like those yuppies who shoot giraffes with a sniper rifle. So before
it's
see
like
the
all the
Predator,
same points we
visit
made.
The
Yeah, you're
Predator, that's never been improved on in its sequels and could be re-released in theaters today because it's aged so well.
Bunch of slack-jawed f***s around here.
Mostly well. Because an action horror movie this good, with so many iconic lines.
I ain't got time to be. Knock, knock.
You one ugly motherfucker.
Get to the chopper!
And such an iconic movie monster, you'll barely even notice that half the film is just quietly looking at trees.
God damn it. Got him.
Called out.
There's something in those trees.
It's an alien! Starring the future governor of California, the future governor of Minnesota, a future candidate for governor of Kentucky. Okay, this is getting weird. Baby, you've got a stew going. Dude, moisturize. The director of Iron Man 3. And I gotta get to the chopper. My skull, my back, my trophy in my pack. And the end credits that make the movie look like a 90s sitcom. Austin versus Predator.
Oh.
My men are not expendable.
You changed, Arnold. You changed. There's nothing sadder than an empty pizza box.
All right. Get it out of here.
You son of a bitch. 10-4.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, that was very funny. And also, we made all the same points, so.
Yeah.
Very good.
I can't believe they went forward in time and then watched our show and then copied us and then went back in time and then made
How
that.
dare they?
You son of a bitch.
Get to the chopper!
I mean,
That's not how you do an Arnold accent. People think you go la la, but no, there's more to it. Seriously, just look at Josh Robert Thompson. He does an excellent Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. And a Morgan Freeman.
Arnold Schwarzenegger in some movies literally goes because people do like
it's a Total Recall. It's that
yeah, exactly. He does it, and when his fucking head's like exploding or whatever, when it's the woman's head and he's turning back into himself, and he's like, he brings it on himself, is what I'm saying. He asked for it.
He really does.
I don't feel bad for him. No.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Chris Pratt is his son-in-law, so
no, he's living his best life with his like mini pony and goat.
That's right.
Yeah.
I want to hear the end of the sentence. His son-in-law is Chris Pratt. So
Yeah, what's the end of
what
that
comes
sentence?
after that?
I just said, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, he's probably like, he's like,
It's
I don't
enough.
know, but like everyone hates Chris Pratt, so
No,
I
it's
just
just
wonder
Twitter.
how-
It's literally just Twitter leftists that hate Chris Pratt.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it doesn't
I have-
matter to me.
I have no opinion on Chris Pratt.
Look,
people are like,
I gotta.
how come
I'm
people
getting.
like Dolly Parton? I'm like, because she's a good Christian.
Yeah, well, that's true. Loving Dolly Parton is one thing, but hating on Chris Pratt, like, I don't care enough to do that. Like, I save my hate for worthy targets. Thank you very much. I'm getting older. I got to conserve it.
Yeah, I mean, I think one
Conservation
of
of hate.
It's with like,
There you go.
Chris Evans has some like, I guess liberal bona fides, and Chris Hemsworth is, you know what I mean? It's like, it seems like it started out with just the meme of like, he's the worst Chris, and then it turned into like full blown
A real thing.
I don't
Yeah, he
have
had that
any.
really weird tweet, and it's just like, whatever, dude. Like,
Just get off social media for a little bit, dude.
Yeah.
Spend time with your family.
Log off. Exactly.
Wow, I
Yeah.
Was
didn't-
that the really weird tweet about how perfect his
it was like
fertile
a
wife is?
subtweet, yeah, of his first wife or something. I
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
was like, I'm so happy to have a healthy baby for once. And I'm like, what
Oh.
Oh.
the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
people, calm down. It's not
Ugh.
midnight yet.
No, I think
Yeah,
that's an
I mean,
appropriate
that's-
reaction to that statement, actually.
No, I mean, it was an ugly tweet. Like, don't get me wrong. It's just,
Yeah.
I
God,
think a lot of
how
people spend a
how
lot
many
of time
Predator
thinking about it.
movies have there been, by the way?
One! Only the one! Only the one was ever made.
Oh.
Just the one. I
You
acknowledge
sure
no
about
other
that?
ones.
There were
Yeah,
Also, it's
I
like
agree.
ignoring anything after Alien. So, like, Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection did not happen.
those are fan
Exactly.
films.
There you
It's
go.
easy. It's easy. Life is easier if you see it my way and you just don't acknowledge those.
Yeah, some fans got a hold of the property and made some films, and
Yeah, it's fan. It's expensive fan fiction, really. That's all it is.
No,
There's
Zach Slayton's
sues
out
all
here.
around.
Zach Slayton's out here fact checking your guys' asses, so you better watch it out.
Well, you have your facts and I have mine, friend. Get the fuck off my screen.
Dang.
Predator, yeah, as we adequately established, Predator is kick-ass and an objectively great movie in almost every way, even though there's all these reasons why it shouldn't work. I will say the second Predator has got some moments. It doesn't hold a candle to the first one.
Yeah, no, the second Predator is missing something that the first one
Yeah.
had, which was heart.
So,
Yeah, it's
so
got
the
no heart,
second
exactly.
Predator. So the second Predator is kind of like Anna Faris, and the first one is
Oh,
like
shit.
Arnold's daughter.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's missing.
Is
it's
that what
missing
we're
a
getting at
fertile-
here?
It's missing a fertile
Oh,
wife.
God.
Strout with the assist. God damn. All right.
I'm
Yeah.
warmed up here.
We're working like a team. I love it.
So I guess one point that I wanted to make though all around with this season is after doing our slasher movie month, which I think we're gonna do more theme months like as a regular thing, because I think that this podcast works a lot better when it's not just like a hodgepodge of like random movies, and when we actually have a theme and we like delve into it. So I'm happy that we're doing 80s fantasy films next month.
Legend.
You're welcome, America.
I
Yeah.
cannot wait to see the theme
Legend
song
and
that we got
Lab. Oh my
next
God,
month.
I'm so excited. I get to talk about how good Tim Curry is for once. Yay.
I can talk about my
For once.
I feel like every time Tim Curry comes up, you could talk
but I'm
about how
saying,
great
like,
he
we
is.
haven't really covered a Tim Curry film here, so I'm like,
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Okay.
I did talk about on our
CGI, we don't know her. He had to wear a full suit anyway.
I did
And-
talk
and
about
looks
how
great doing
on
it.
our Murder Night wrap up episode, I had watched Rocky Horror Picture Show 3 days in a row before doing it, and I remember talking a lot about Rocky Horror Picture Show because I hadn't seen
There
it
was a
since
lot
I
of
was like,
The best Rocky movie of them all.
oh,
Yeah,
Rocky!
Where's
Yeah.
that matchup?
I can't wait to run. Oh, Rocky! That's mine.
When I get done with you, you're going to spit lightning and crap thunder.
No, but so
Yeah,
I
but
think
you know what?
it's-
Rocky would like. Let's run with this. So Sylvester Stallone, like in the what's the fucking the beefcake dude's name? That role. and or Meatloaf. Honestly, like that's fun too. You know.
So you want him as Rocky?
No, I didn't want
His
anything.
name
I'm
is
just saying
yeah.
Is
Isn't that the
it
beefcake
Rocky?
suit?
I
Yeah,
can't
they
remember
were
for
Rocky.
years.
Yeah, it was Rocky.
Yeah,
Rocky
yeah.
was indeed. Rocky was indeed the.
It was a
blonde
okay. So put Rocky Balboa in as Rocky the Himbo, and there you go. Let's greenlight it. Let's go. Let's see what happens.
Yes, Dolph Lundgren as Dr. Frankenfurter.
Yes, sure.
Yes.
Why not? Let's go. Fuck it.
100%.
But all right, so I had
I'm
a
in.
point that I was trying to. I had a point that I was.
Oh,
trying
good
to
luck.
really-
Yeah.
Twinkies has a good point though there.
So I
Can we just say that Twankies makes an excellent point on this topic?
I don't know who it is,
hey,
but
this is Zach Slayton talking. That's my real life friend since high school. One of our few regular live viewers. So you know what?
Yes, let's antagonize him as quickly as possible. Thank you.
Noon Zone
Forrest, make
Ranch
your
on
point.
Twitter.com. You may see him from some of the worst
All right,
retweets, like in a canceled way that I've ever retweeted. But listen, so my point was after doing
What an endorsement.
Oh, great.
after doing the slasher movies in October and then doing this month, it just was interesting how many connections it felt like there was. Like it felt like a lot of the movies that we watched, whether it was Predator for one, but like also like the original Alien, even Aliens was a little bit different, but like the first, like the Ridley Scott Alien, like a bunch of them kind of felt like it was the same
The Body
formula.
Snatchers.
Yeah, slasher movie vibes, sort of like easy crossover Venn diagram that's pretty, lots of overlap.
Predator.
Yeah, we
I mean,
learned that
Invasion of the Body
Forrest.
Snatchers didn't feel like that as much. I think that was kind of an interest because that preceded the political implications and the movie itself, kind of the plot of it preceded like the whole slasher genre, but it did feel like specifically Alien and Predator and I think there was probably another one kind of had that same vibe to it and that same kind of formula. So it's interesting to see it transcend
Body Snatchers.
genres.
Yeah, Body Snatchers.
Yeah, you're kind of avoiding body snatchers. It's because we discovered that your body had been snatched when we reviewed the movie.
I'm feeling a little duplicated on 2021.
Well, you guys also did They Live, right?
Yeah.
That's not
really
really a horror.
Either of those movies.
Wait.
Hold
Hold on. Did we? Oh yeah, we definitely did.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we did. Oh no, we
Which, by
didn't.
the
We
way-
didn't actually. We didn't do it. Oh no, we did. We did. Okay, we totally did.
Wait. So by the
I
way,
had these
have
on
a-
for half that episode, and these are polarized, and that's really hard to do when you're streaming. Thank you.
Oh god.
Sacrifices I make for this show.
you poor thing, Conan.
The things
So-
you do.
Couldn't see shit.
So Andy was sick when we did They Live, and I wanted to get Andy's opinion on watch the.
And the show itself was actually sick as well, but SIQQ sick. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh no! But so we watched the Roddy Piper Keith David conversation where they were at a they were on a panel and they were talking about the fight scene, and I really wanted to get Andy's take on it. That's why I included it in the first place. Somebody's echoing somewhere. I don't know, but so I wanted to get Andy's take on it, and then he wasn't on for that, so I figured I would play it now.
I believe you.
Now?
No, wait for it. Wait for it. Hold.
Now?
Hold.
Now?
No. Not yet. Okay, now do it. Nope, just kidding. Wait.
Need it. Cool news.
Wow.
Oh man.
Now, do it now. Fuck it, do it
Ah! I'm right here. Play it now. Do it. Do it quickly.
Fun I've ever had. I'm working with Roddy Piper, and pound for pound, the strongest man I've ever come across. I mean, he used to. There was a move. First of all, we rehearsed for 2 weeks, which was great. Jeff Amata was the coordinator, and he was wonderful. It's choreography, so. Our job is to sell it, to make it look like it was real. And who better to work with than him? I mean, that part was great. I'm just going to work up my chops and go, man, I want to be able to do it like him, you know. But we were, you know, and I do remember the night right before, it was 3 days of filming, and we rehearsed for 2 weeks, up to the 3 days. And the night before we were to start that filming, E.T. came to film us. And we had always, up until then, except for maybe in the very beginning, I mean, when you're choreographing for fights on film, it's all about angles, because you can literally, I can be 10 feet away from somebody, and if the camera's behind me and you swing right and they react right, it looks like I hit him. So it's always about the distance. That was always being stressed. He never hit me, and I almost never hit him. Except for that night, as soon as the camera rolled for E.T., the first move was I, punch him in the face, and where am I standing but too close? And I go bang, and I go, oh shit, I'm sorry. And he goes, oh, it's okay, just start again. I was so embarrassed because I just finished telling the guy, no, he never hurt me. He's always been safe. Been a safe citizen. He never got hurt. And boom, hit me. But I mean, it was some of the most fun I ever had, because we really got to play. I mean, it was great stuff, man. We got to sell it, and I learned a few moves. So don't mess with me.
All right, I want to hear your side of this story.
Shoosh. Well, like Keith is a 220-pound dancer. He hits like Mike Tyson, doesn't even know it. He is extraordinary. An incredible guy. I guess maybe from dancing, and you got to be really strong to do that. He's a really, really strong guy. Really strong. And he hits really, really hard. And thinks he's pulling them. Yeah. Glad you never met Hogan. Because to remember everything, I've been doing it for so long, to remember everything like he did, extraordinary. I think one of the things that helped the fight out was, instead of shooting a fight in the traditional sense where they do a couple things and break it down and do a couple breakdown, John let us kind of, okay, we're starting. And we went as far as we could. And that gets an energy. And when Keith's hitting me in the tummy, I said, it's okay. It's the fat Steve. Go ahead, and it's okay, Keith. And he's such a pro. I don't know of any other actor, especially, I was really difficult to handle back then. So I hear, and to hang in there, because I've been fighting like Andre the Giant, Victor the Bear, 650-pound fucking bear named Victor, like he needed a name. I am a bear, I'm Victor. No, I'll remember that. So by the time I got to Keith, I was kind of a tough piece of meat, and I don't blame you. I get tired too. But you did really well, and just go ahead. Yeah, good. Just good. What an asshole! No, you wouldn't believe the guy liked to fucking kill me. So fucking punches, and the punches up. Yeah, you missed this way, but it gets me in the eye coming back with a thumb. Like, fuck, man, let's just go as far as we can. Fucking like 3 rolls into it, Yeah, everything's hurting on me, and he's happy, Pants wagging, I'm beating the shit out of Roddy Piper. Yeah, you are. I'll just put the glasses on,
Man, R.I.P.
R.I.P. to the legend. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, miss that dude.
I remember him from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, I brought that up. I brought that up when we watched it. As the maniac.
Yep, and he's like, no.
So since only Forrest and I were on that show, I think we should hear from the panel on that. But first, if I may, I want to bring up the factoid that Kurt Russell was originally envisioned for that role. John Notta was actually envisioned for Kurt Russell, aka John Carpenter's muse, apparently, because he was in like 3 of his freaking movies around that time. But I'm just going to do this thing here. This is unplanned. This is crazy. This is glasses on moment. I'm going to mention some of the other people considered for the role, and we can just do a quick reaction to all these. Okay, everybody game for that?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Wait, I'm
So
just
other
testing right now. All right.
Okay, yeah. He's like, get it out of your system. Exactly. Before casting Roddy Piper in the role, Carpenter considered a bunch of different actors for the role, including Tom Cruise.
Oh, fucking sucked. They live. They're living. They're living.
They're living.
Oh.
Harrison Ford.
I would watch that. I would watch
the shit out of that.
That's
But that is a way different movie.
Yeah, it'd be Harrison Ford has such a different energy.
Because Harrison Ford does not have alley cat energy, and I think Roddy Piper has big alley cat energy. So
yeah.
Zach says Tom is already part of an alien cult already. It wouldn't work.
Exactly. It's redundant, really. Michael Keaton.
Ooh.
Listen,
that would have been interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like
That
Michael
would have been a
Keaton
good. That would have been a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been down for that. That would have been solid.
Yeah.
But again, way different film though. Like,
How,
but
how the man is 70
Right.
something years old and he still looks like he's in like mid 40s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's the secret?
How does he do that?
Being unproblematic.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That would have made it too silly. That would have made it silly.
On. Put them on.
Put the glasses on. Do it now.
That would have made it much more silly.
Yes.
Yeah, that wouldn't have worked.
That would have put it. I think
he did great being silly in Total Recall, though. I'll give that to him.
Sure. But like with that film, I don't know.
Yeah, Schwarzenegger is
that
like,
one being what it is. I don't think it's
the
right.
80s. He really did get the best roles that for him, overall.
Twins is the best role he's ever done.
so. I think it would have been.
You don't fuck with Jingle All the Way.
That wasn't from the 80s.
I think it would have been
in general.
I think it would have been.
He only got twins because of that conversation he had with Bobby Wynant.
Exactly. That's when he decided
Mm-hmm.
right then and there. I think it would have been a very different kind of cult classic with Arnold Schwarzenegger as a John Notta role. And I think it would have less cultural impact and be like, there's this funny movie where they beat each other up over glass.
Oh, you weren't.
Yeah.
Okay. Sylvester Stallone.
Did you guys ever see Stop or My Mom Will Shoot?
Yes. which, by the way, Arnold Schwarzenegger tricked him into doing that movie.
Wow.
Yeah, no, they don't fuck with Schwarzenegger.
Apparently not.
Yeah, no. He read the script. And he's like, "This is the worst movie I've ever read," and so he called up Stallone, going, "Oh my God, have you read the script? Stop or My Mom Will Shoot."
It's fantastic.
Like, I don't get it.
What a prankster he is. He's tricking Jesse Ventura about his arm size and like
we found out he was a good
Sylvester
prankster
Stallone.
on a Predator episode.
Makes me like him more. That he likes to trick people into things.
And women into bed.
You should run for governor. Jesse, you should run for governor. It would be hilarious.
Exactly. Yeah, he's like goading
Do an
people.
interview with the Daily Show.
Jean-Claude.
There's this guy.
Van Damme.
No, see these.
Wait,
these
can you
guys
say it
are
again?
like too tough.
I wanted to make one more joke. Can you say Jean-Claude Van Damme again? I'll strike my joke. Just say it again.
Let the joke be stricken from the record. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
He wasn't too busy being a lobster.
He wasn't too busy being the lobster predator. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird because that was like if you've ever actually really watched his early stuff, because I think after getting fired from that, the next thing he did, if I remember correctly, was go to Hong Kong. So was this
as you do.
Yeah, no, and he went to Hong Kong, and the first movie he did was with shoot, I'm forgetting the actor's name. He's a Japanese actor, which makes the movie even stranger. That there's this artifact of Jean-Claude Van Damme with a with a Japanese lead actor and playing an American spy, with financed by like Russian mafia, with the because that's how they made these films, was basically wash their money. The Russians decided to wash it with the same things that the Hong Kong mafia washed their money with to get their the movie made, but they were trying to release it for Europeans and an American audience. The movie was a flop. It was like Black Eagle, I think it was called. But like
such a good name too.
Van Damme was just as the heavy, like he was great, but like you could see as an actor he just wasn't quite there.
Isn't Jean-Claude Van Damme the muscles from Brussels?
Yes, he is.
I just wanted to say that.
When was Universal Soldier? Was that
that was 92?
Later? Yeah, that was like 3 or 4 years later, I think, right?
Yeah, that was after he finally kind of broke in, because Van Damme made his name doing Hong Kong flicks, which is interesting. They had like because Hong Kong had all this talent.
Yeah, there's that one where he like jumps up on the 2 chairs and does the splits, and like a arrow shoots underneath his nuts or something. I can't remember exactly. That's what I remember it being. Hard Target. Yeah, we go.
Oh no, because he also did that in Time Cop too.
Oh, Time Cop. Fuck. Yes. And there's a dude on Letterboxd who I've actually used in the Letterboxd one-liners named Tim Cop, which I think is a great username.
Yeah.
That's good. Anyway.
Is Dustin Hoffman or Bill Murray on that list that you have?
No, but that would be great. You know who is though? Is Bruce Willis.
See, they're going with a bunch of like action guys. I feel like,
but this was before Die Hard, though, right?
This is pre-Die Hard.
Yeah, that's true.
This would have been Moonlighting era.
Was it after Death Becomes Her?
Hello.
No, before
Death Becomes Her too.
Where's Ray at?
I literally said that 2 minutes ago.
So, Rayyvana, welcome to the show. We're talking about They Live, one of the movies from Movie Night Invasion, and we're talking about the other people that were considered for the role of John Nada before Roddy Piper got the role. So we're like halfway through the list. So I'm just getting reactions from.
We're only halfway through the list.
Only halfway. Wow. Okay.
We can speed it up.
Oh, we're halfway.
How many fucking people did fucking John Carpenter consider for this movie?
Sorry.
It's crazy that Bruce Willis is on that list, though.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson also on this list.
Okay.
Mel Gibson, everybody.
Mel Gibson would have put on the glasses and it would have all just said Jews. It's everywhere you went.
Oh, God damn. Well, we're canceled now, everybody.
Put him on the sugar tits.
Would have been a very different movie.
Put on the glasses, sugar tits.
This one's fascinating to me. Tommy Lee Jones. 80s Tommy Lee Jones.
That would have been interesting.
I could fuck with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about Van Damme's, so thus we have to mention Dolph Lundgren as John Nada.
Yeah.
Dolph Lundgren would have gotten the movie too because he's a smart dude. He doesn't seem it. He just is.
No, he doesn't. But he's like a scientist or something, right?
Wait.
At this time,
I want to ask though, if he were to do They Live, would he? What's the phrase? Like, would we see the dog? If you're an It's Always Sunny fan, you know what I'm talking about.
Ron Perlman.
This is a weird episode where they're working on their movie pitch.
I know Ron Perlman because he goes on TYT.
Oh, does he really? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Ron Perlman is fucking rad. He's
Ron Perlman
would have
is
made the role
phenomenal
work.
in anything he's in. And the weird thing is in the 80s, up until like a certain point, like until very recently, you could always tell how good a Ron Perlman thing was depending on how much you could see of his face.
The
Ron
Perlman face metric. We all
that ended with Sons of Anarchy. Like after Sons of Anarchy, Ron Perlman could just show his face and it didn't matter. But like anything before Sons of Anarchy, like there was a metric like, oh, Ice Pirates, terrible movie. Why? You can see all of Ron Perlman's face.
So point of order, real quick. Ron Perlman. I mentioned that one of the things I like is that Roddy Piper has alley cat energy. Ron Perlman's got some alley cat energy, so I could buy that. Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin.
Man, he would have shot somebody.
I mean, and this is
I
like
feel like at the time, like with Mel Gibson too, probably like at the time it wouldn't have landed like if Mel Gibson were in They Live Today, like if they made that movie today and he was in it.
Yeah, but like the Alec Baldwin would have been like, I don't know. He just looks around and it's all fucking dollar signs. He's like, good.
Yeah.
Money. That's what I thought.
Well, yeah, this is like 5 years
before we see this list. Ray, have you seen They Live?
No.
Oh, fantastic! That's even
better.
better.
Oh, it's the one.
Oh, you're missing out. You're missing out.
Or something like that.
It's a John Carpenter. It's a John Carpenter movie, and it's
super anti-capitalist
famous because it's a movie that like criticizes the Reagan era, and he puts on the glasses. Like there's these sunglasses, and it's Rowdy. Yeah, it's Roddy Piper. He puts on the sunglasses, and then he can see, and it's a fairly like leftist movie. Like you can all of a sudden
It is.
see
It actually holds up
around
today
it.
big time because of that. Yeah.
All the memes. You know the
So
guy who
everything
takes off
says,
like the
like-
sunglasses? That's where
Let's
that
see.
comes from.
Oh, that meme. Okay, yeah.
I actually got a good one of those, but I should probably stick to the bit here. But yeah, it's worth watching.
If you've seen the meme, you've seen the movie. No need to go any
pretty
farther.
much.
There you go.
And it's also ironically, it's where Obey, the company that the skate company comes from, and it's like
Yeah.
That's where like all
Shepherd
kinds
Ferry.
of Shepherd Ferry. It's the whole thing. Yeah. But
Yeah.
they live spawned all kinds of stuff, and it's also been assholes have attempted to appropriate it. But John Carpenter has been very quick to be like, "No, you idiots! It isn't that at all," which is
Yeah,
pretty
it's
great.
anti-capitalist. Just
well,
fodder.
it's anti-neoliberal. Like it's anti-Reagan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Christina,
if you wanna see-
look so regal with your drink and your outfit.
Oh, well, thank you.
That's true.
If you want to see dudes have a comically long fight over who will or will not wear the sunglasses, this is the film for you.
It's a lot of fun. It really is. Just
It's worth a watch. Yeah.
Speaking of lots of fun, it'll be lots of fun when we get done with this bit. Jeff Bridges, everybody. Jeff Bridges. in They Live.
Okay. I feel like that would have been fun.
The fuck out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would watch the shit out of that. I think you would have done a great job.
It's like
It's a long
sunglasses, man.
Last one.
Okay.
Last one coming up. I know it's a.
Oh, thank God.
It's been a long road getting from there. This is my favorite. I would do a drum roll if we had it ready. Bruce Campbell.
Oh.
That's a good movie too.
I would have liked that. I think.
Oh my God. Yeah. He would have brought Alley Cat energy, even though he doesn't have it.
No, that would have been great. And I can take these fucking glasses off finally for this goddamn.
You know who would have been the best person to play the
I
role?
don't know.
No, keep them on.
I feel like if I could just wear sunglasses in all of these, I would just do that.
All right. Well, for you, Erica.
That
I
big
will.
difficult. I don't want you to be
can wear
uncomfortable. I don't
sunglasses
want.
in all these.
I don't have to
feel
read
like-
anything anymore. That was just a bit. That was They Live.
The
Classic
funniest-
episode.
the funniest- I feel like if Zizek was nada. I feel like that would be I would watch that more than any.
We
other
pitched
movie.
that in the episode. Remember? Like that was
Yeah.
like the only allowable They Live reboot is Slavoj Žižek as John Nada.
But if you remember, Zizek was offered a role in what Tom Cruise movie was that? Magnolia, I think.
What Ben Burgess movie was that?
No.
No, I
Zizek
know.
was offered
I'm messing.
No,
with you.
he was offered a role. This is serious, man. I'm not making a joke. No, he was offered a role in Magnolia, and he turned it down because he's just like, I do not like to see myself on screen, so I did not watch it. I did not want to do it.
He doesn't like things that are alive. He roasted my or not roasted. He actually complimented when I was in my apartment and I had that mural, like the mural thing behind me that I had when I was on GTAA, because he was like, I like that this is not a real mountain. This is very good. I like that there's nothing real about this. And you pull it the way Lacanian paradox, you pull it the way there is the real mountain, is good. And I was like, all right.
Are we going to talk about regular Alien next? Because why do I say regular Alien? Because I wanted to do that one so bad, but you guys were already.
You've been drinking that cupcake prosecco and with the Alien.
Yes. Because we're both queens. Well, actually, no. Alien only had like the alien, so that'd be aliens
Yeah.
because aliens had the queen and the army of aliens.
Rayyvana, you should watch They Live. That's the sum totality. Also, welcome onto the show. Sorry you read the middle of that. Very
No,
important
it's
bit.
okay.
By
Give me
the
1
way.
second. I'm gonna end my stream and bring him over here. So just 1
Yes.
second.
Just in
You
time
ready?
for my second most classic bit now to be over, which is who would have played John Nada in They Live. Still going, by the way, in an alternate universe somewhere.
Mm.
Wait, I thought you
Andrew
said
World.
we were at the end of the list.
No, I'm that's the joke.
Andrew World as Nada.
Oh,
As John
okay.
Nada.
In another universe, yeah, it'd be like it's like what's any male actor in the 80s that they were considered for John? Apparently, because that seems to be the case.
Well, if you ever look at like some of those lists, they're really weird. Like
Joe
there's-
Pesci is John Nada. You know?
Yeah.
Chevy Chase says
Oh,
John.
wait.
Hey, I'm Joe
What the fuck am I
Pesci.
gonna obey? What the fuck am I gonna
Put the fucking glasses on already. Would you?
obey? Obey how? How is it obey?
How you want me to obey? All right, I love that.
By the
Actually.
way, so I'm part of this. I follow this Martin Scorsese eyebrow posting, which is like the best Scorsese.
There's some
meme.
good stuff that comes. I see that only because of what you
Yeah.
post, but it's some good shit that comes out.
So it goes. There's one that I posted today that's like, someone was like, 2022 is about to be happy, and then it's the fucking Joe Pesci saying, "Happy how? How's it gonna be happy?" I don't know. It's not fun.
Did you-
It sounds like him.
What do you think about oh shoot, now I just forgot his name. From Pulp Fiction and
John Travolta?
no.
Harvey
Samuel
Keitel.
Jackson.
Harvey Keitel.
Yeah.
Harvey
Right.
Keitel is
Harvey
John
Harvey
Nada.
Keitel.
Bad Lieutenant.
Erica
That's a
Purushothaman.
good movie right there.
Yes.
Oh God, you're gonna
Point
bring
for
up
me.
Sister Act, aren't you?
I'll fucking
We're back
I'll
to
turn the
Yeah,
stream off.
let's bring it back up.
I'll turn this
No,
stream
Act
off.
do it.
also.
Sister Act
We're both in
2.
control of this stream right
Sister Act as well.
I'll turn this stream right around. We're not talking about Sister Act, goddamn it.
No.
1 or 2.
No.
Turn the stream around. Dun, dun, dun.
Got to.
What did you want to say, Andy? Go ahead. Sorry, I don't know.
No, I was just saying Harvey
Need to
Keitel
bully
would
you.
be phenomenal as John Nada.
Yeah.
80s Harvey
No,
Keitel.
because the whole thing about John Nada is that he's like a working class guy. I never feel that Harvey Keitel is a working class guy, but like look at Mean Streets. Like he's always kind of
Yes.
mob connected. And the point of all of
Yeah.
Harvey Keitel's characters is that kind of he's part of this criminal thing, which I wouldn't.
Taxi Driver, I mean, he was a pimp. I mean, he doesn't get more street level than that.
No, Bad
And-
Lieutenant. That's a
and-
good film too.
and he was jacked in that movie.
Yeah, he was.
Man, bring back, Harvey Keitel's arms from that, his biceps.
We'll do
You know,
Harvey
you guys
Keitel
think
versus
about-
Emily Blunt.
What I love best about Bad Lieutenant is the fact he did Full Frontal.
We'd like to welcome all of Rayyvana's watchers for that lovely comment.
I don't remember that.
In Bad Lieutenant, there's dong for days. You kidding me?
Oh, I've never seen that one. Okay, that's probably why.
really?
You
good.
only seen part 2?
Oh
gonna
God,
see
no!
a-
With Nicolas Cage. Mm-mm.
That's directed by fucking Herzog. Can you believe that shit?
What the?
Anyway,
Wait, Bad Lieutenant 2?
yeah, a port of
Listen, you
Call of
hang
Duty
dong,
or whatever it
that's
is.
a-
Yeah, port of call something. Anyway,
Wow.
Yo, once you hang dong though, that's a grizzly man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, there's Keitel hanging brain in that movie, Erica. It's notable.
Oh, wonderful.
While he's crying because he's probably high off of heroin or something like that.
Yes. We somehow morphed to Bad Lieutenant while you were gone, Rayyvana. but,
Interesting. I've not seen it, so
That's a good
So-
film.
last thing on that bit. I think Ron Perlman in the John Nada role would have been fucking awesome. That would have
Yeah.
been great. And Bruce Campbell and the rest of them, it's sort of like that's just different because
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin. I actually like Alec Baldwin as an actor, but he's not a working class dude. Him playing a dude that's like unemployed drifter. Fuck you, man.
Way.
That's not his. That's not his steez. Anyway,
I've had some trouble. I'm unemployed. Liz
I
Lemon.
shot somebody.
Liz Lemon, employ me.
anyway, what's next for us? I think that's enough for They Live.
Alien.
No, I wasn't taking this in any particular direction. So best movie of this season, Buckaroo Banzai. Is that the
Goddamn glasses.
Oh, yeah, that's the obvious answer.
All right, Andy. Here, we're this is how this is going to be. Apparently, go ahead.
Buckaroo Banzai is perhaps one of the most brilliant films ever made because they don't explain anything and it's just so dense. If you ever get the chance, if you find the 2003 DVD release, they have the Pinky Carruthers Little Known Facts, and to watch it with that really explains like half the things that doesn't make any sense.
Really explains that.
Why does he have a brain in a jar inside the truck before he drives through a mountain? Why? It's Albert Einstein's brain. Oh, okay, that makes
naturally.
sense.
Of course it is.
No, of course.
Well, could it be?
But it's a beautiful film because it really is like it's a complete sham of a movie which is trying to fake it until it makes it, and somehow
what about the watermelon? Explain the watermelon.
They were inventing anti-gravity watermelons to help feed Africa, so they could airdrop them without parachutes, and they wouldn't land splattering. They would just gently float down to Earth.
Where is that any information in the movie that corresponds to that?
That's the funny thing. That was
I can't do it.
25 years ago, they had a website from the director called the Bonsai Institute. The website's still up, but he is no longer involved with it. And he actually wrote this.
It's actually been taken over by a porn site. It's crazy.
No, it's actually still up. You can find it's got some good stuff.
Buckaroo Banzai.
Because it's like the only like fan site on the web, but it like I said, at the time it was actually run by
Rayyvana has committed viewers, by the way.
I do.
Articles.
The 54 number is still standing.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing we're harrying the viewers and just testing their patience by giving Andy's
I'm a little
detailed
upset
explanation.
about that 54 number because I had 120.
Oh, we
before.
just lost 20.
Fuck.
Hey, you're the ones who brought up Buckaroo Banzai. I said about Alien. Alien would have kept people.
Look.
Don't get me started on Buckaroo Banzai.
They just want to see me watch Kitchen Nightmares. Is what it is.
Wait a minute.
Hey, nice twins.
So Andy, I love what you love about this movie. I loved being on it with you, as befuddling as it is. I love that was Nathan Robinson's introduction to the show as well.
Yes, that was fucking hilarious.
So anyway, and also I love the idea that Buckaroo Banzai is what he's a brain surgeon. He's a rock star. He's the world's greatest adventurer. He's a Mary Sue is what he is.
He's RoboCop.
Yeah, he's all those things. Well, later on he was. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah,
I love, and also Andy, everybody was very well dressed for that episode, and Nathan Robinson decided to go cash, which is hilarious.
Yeah, I
Ray, you know Nathan Robinson, right, from Current Affairs.
Nathan J. Robinson. Oh yeah, I'm aware of the lore surrounding him. I actually listened to Andy, I listened to him narrate his book Why You Should Be a Socialist. In his accent is one of the most interesting things of modern history. But yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah, no, he's one of my favorite writers. So I dressed up for the for the show,
and he looks very dapper.
Eddie dressed up and was wearing like he was fully to the tilt, and then Nathan Robinson was wearing just a regular plaid shirt instead of like his normal
chilling.
No, it was like a paisley shirt.
He exists in other clothes, not his like 3-piece suit.
Yeah, he had it like buttoned down.
But apparently he didn't just fuck with Andy because we told him ahead of time that Andy would dress up, and he seemed cool with it, and then showed up in his fucking.
So y'all, so a shocking amount of that episode is what you just saw, which is Andy explaining everything about the Byzantine universe behind this movie, and doing so with aplomb, vigor, and swagger, I might add. But at one point, we just started soloing him, like whatever, just let him tell.
Yeah, no, I saw the movie when I was 8.
Nobody else has any fucking idea.
I saw the movie when I was 8 and got obsessed with it, and you know how like kids.
Oh yeah, couldn't tell.
Yeah. So this is all like stuff that I remember from childhood, and strangely collected over the years, facts that like the Pinky Carruthers little known facts bit on the DVD there. Which. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoy that movie, and it is such a weird film, and honestly, it does get better the second time you watch it, because there is just so much. Like they explain that that Penny Pretty is the identical twin sister of the Queen of Norway, who was Buckaroo's first wife, who died.
It's enough. Can we? What's next, Forrest?
You're just gonna have me go?
I mean, you're already going. You're just on screen.
No, I was almost done there. Like they explain in the movie, but they don't really, they just kind of brush past it. So it is kind of better the second time around. And the truck, fun fact, was
I watched it 2 times. I didn't understand it anymore the second time.
The truck was what they inspired to do to the DeLorean in Back to the Future.
That's right.
So it is kind of an important film that way. Plus, I mean, come on, freaking Christopher Lloyd and
there's a cat
Christopher Lloyd.
We're taking him off.
It's Frankie.
Look, noted Buckaroo Bonsai historian J. Andrew World put us all into that episode, and you could learn a lot by watching it, folks. Okay, come on, don't be.
He heard Ray. He heard Ray's voice.
Oh, Frankie, I love you so much, you big boy. Look at you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, whenever you do come to visit me, he's gonna be glued to you, and he's gonna definitely.
Good. I'll give him so many kisses.
Cat looks huge.
He's a 25-pounder. Like he's a big
God.
That's a big
boy.
Yeah.
He has his own emote. Like seriously, if anyone is a subscriber to my channel, they know.
I was gonna say, if this is a cat's arm race, we can go.
Let's go.
Give me a minute.
Ooh, he's serious.
This dog is 1/3 of that size at 8 pounds. But look how long she is.
Oh wow!
Dog. Who had some goldfish that they're just gonna hold up?
Got a wiener pup.
I got a plump cat that doesn't want to have anything to do with me while I'm sitting in this corner.
I had my two kittens with my ex-girlfriend, and she took them. But I would be screaming.
Forrest, solo layout, please.
I got you.
This is Captain Jack Harkness, everybody.
Oh, Jack. Hey, buddy.
He's my little river otter.
I know that cat.
You do.
We've hung out.
Snuggled tough with you a couple times on tour.
Tough because I don't like snuggling cats that much. It's tough.
Oh no! I was just screening for food. I didn't know I was going to be on camera. I'm not ready.
Looking right at you. Oh.
All right. That's enough.
What a cutie.
I could bring the other one on too, but I might get clawed.
He appeared last time.
I'd love to be able to bring Audrey and have her held up on camera, but she goes crazy every time. And during
Ray and Kristina, it sounded like Jurassic Park, like when the Velociraptor's trying to get in the door.
Wait, I'm gonna try to get her and see if she'll not be fucking insane. So right. I'll be
good luck.
I'll be
Ray, where's Miss Kitty at?
Miss Kitty was actually just hi baby girl. She's standing in the doorway.
Oh,
I like how Forrest is advertising my show on his icon.
That's so nice.
She's so good. She's such a big girl. She's just lounging in the hallway, all spread out.
She's a tabby too, right?
Yes, she is.
They're the best.
To be fair, I was doing that this morning too. So you know. All right. So I guess we're waiting for our dog entrant, right? Okay. So are we talking about Alien? What are we talking about? Where are we? What's happening?
We're gonna talk about Aliens.
I don't know.
Alien, singular. Sure.
The one's got double audio.
Yes, I agree. Is that me?
Is it?
No.
I've got things in, so it shouldn't be me, but I'll try muting myself.
It's not Forrest. Forrest is muted.
Nope. Still there. Kristina, I think that might be you.
Oh.
Is it? It's
Mrs.
Andrew Garfield. Yep.
Sorry, Mrs. Andrew Garfield. It was in fact you.
Great.
I was we had you know, it doesn't, I'm not gonna explain it. It's if you watch, we had a Spider-Man thing going here. I apparently I abandoned it, so it just makes these two look like maniacs, but like whatever.
Well, I'm bipolar, so I'm certifiably insane.
That works. I just like, well, which Spider-Man should I go with? Should I go with my personal favorite, which is Neil Patrick Harris? But that's a reach right there. He did the cartoon in the 90s. Just one of the cartoons.
What about this? What we don't talk about the Broadway show though.
No.
Oh my god, this Broadway show. Fuck, I forgot about that. Hey, let's talk about Alien instead. Singular. Is it is Ripley one of the best protagonists of all time? And why is the answer yes? Everybody.
Easily, yeah.
Yes.
Again, I think it has to do with the fact that she was written as a whole person and not as a trope, and her badassery is relatively understated. You know, like she takes care of business when she needs to, when shit comes up, but like she's not, I don't know, like she doesn't have ego about it, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's like just seeing somebody be a badass. Yay, puppy.
Oh.
Can't, let me unmute you, Forrest.
It would be nice if these people would stop with the fireworks next door to me.
Yeah, they're happening here too. My little one's stressed out.
So continue to speak about that as we watch it. A very passive puppy presence that's happening right now.
She looks like maybe you woke her up from a nap or something. Like she's a little out of it.
I'm not rowdy yet. No. Something like that.
Big dog.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about on Dawn of the Dead. You know, they talked about the influence.
She just went out and peed, so she's doing all right now.
So tank's empty. I feel that way too. I get real passive. I'm like, yeah, tank's empty, y'all. You're welcome, America. I knew you wanted to know that.
So what were you saying about Alien?
Rayyvana, have you seen that one?
Nope.
Have you seen a movie before?
I have seen exactly almost every single David Lynch film, and beyond that, the movies I watched as a kid growing up.
So I have an Eraserhead.
She's not really a big fan of scary movies.
It's not Blue Velvet.
I hate scary movies. I hate thrillers. I had fucking David Sirota's film described to me as a psychological thriller, so I refused to watch it. And then I found out it's just a satire about climate change. Yeah. And now
no, you can't.
Psychological thriller. Who said that?
Someone who had bad intel, I suppose.
A rad lib, probably, right? Or a shit lib.
No, just someone who also had a misconception about the film.
Send them to my office because I'm gonna have words with them.
Okay.
And I know you will be watching a movie next month.
Yes.
I mean, we're trying to get Sirota on here too. So
I don't remember what it is, and I don't have the notes in front of me. But yeah, for 80s fantasy, well, that's Sirota's, yeah. But for the one Rayyvana's going to be on, what are we doing? We're doing Princess Bride, Willow,
Labyrinth,
Legend.
I think you put me on Princess Bride, which I'm super stoked about.
Yes,
and learn. I know. All I know is Reversal of Fortune's going to have Rayyvana. So.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited for that.
But that has nothing to do with that's bad takes. So,
Mrs. Andrew Garfield, Alien, singular thoughts.
Yeah, I love it. It's one of the first movies I remember watching, like when I was younger, when I was supposed to do math work, and my grandfather was like, "You shouldn't be watching this movie.
Stop watching them Alien movies. Do your goddamn math."
Yeah, seriously. Like he was. I'm like, well, don't have me out in the living room while you're watching these movies.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good point.
I was desensitized to triggering stuff. So the scene where the face hugger is trying to attack Ripley and Newt, I'm like, that's not scary at all.
That's Aliens. We're talking about Alien.
Alien? I thought we were talking about Aliens.
We were
singular.
We had so much
one alien
internally.
Okay,
we had so much
I love that movie
already.
as well. Like again, like that also, like Alien and Aliens, like again, I just love those films, and I love Ripley, and I love the fact that she's considered like not a trope; she's considered like an actual person, and there's really no other sci-fi female character that can compare to her.
she's the template in a lot of ways.
Still,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we think about like, oh, Resident Evil. Oh, it's like she's Ripley, but it's zombies and creatures and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Cool.
So is Aliens the second one and Alien is the first?
Yes.
You might get terrified if you saw both.
Yeah, I'm good on that, I think. Even Nightmare on Elm Street was like a little too,
too much for you?
I had
you should watch
quite a
2
few
through 5 then.
nightmares
Those are
after
great.
that one. So
It's just the whole pacing of Alien is just so perfectly done. I think.
It's amazing. Yes, me, Conan Neutron. Hello.
Yay, Conan.
No, the pacing's impeccable. It's paced like a slasher film, right?
Yeah.
Without being a slasher film, and it's iconic in its way for many reasons, but not the least of which is the incredible pace. It's just a really taut, tense movie. So Rayyvana, it's not for you, is what I'm trying to tell you.
okay, yeah, no, I'm not a fan of the intense films.
But it's kind of, I think it's interesting that you don't actually see the alien until like almost the end.
Yeah.
Like, it's all like that psychological.
And then you
And
do
when you
it,
do, you're like,
and he also kind of just looks like a Super Smash Bros. Character. But
also, lots of energy spent saving the cat in those films.
Yes.
Which it should be. Let's
I appreciate that. Yeah.
When I was like 9 and watching that movie, I remember just like, save the cat, save the cat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they do.
Yeah. Me too.
But there is also, it was brought up on the episode, why exactly is there a cat in space? Okay. Because fuck you, that's
no one
why.
can hear you now.
Because cats are awesome and fuck you.
Andy, I'll get to your,
Why not?
I'll get to your clip in a second, but I wanted to play the clip that we played when we watched Aliens, where they're talking about how they didn't talk to, Geiger. I think it's how we ended up deciding.
Oh, you're talking about old buddy of the show, HR? Yeah.
Yes.
HR Geiger.
I got to do it.
There was no conversation to involve H.R. Giger. He had already designed the core creatures from the original Alien. The only thing that wasn't designed from Alien was the Clean Alien. Jim had designed that.
Okay.
Stan and Jim sort of sequestered themselves off, and they tried different approaches to how to put people inside suits, facing the wrong direction, so that the knee joints operated backwards, 2 guys back to back, one guy laying on his chest, one guy laying on his back, and they literally had a design going back and forth, trying to not one-up each other, but to advance each other's ideas, take the good points and run with it.
The coolest thing was to go to the first full-scale mock-up, just to get an idea of the size of it, and that was done with the quickest techniques ever of just grabbing foam rubber, painting some of it, wrapping the rest of it in black polypropylene, garbage bags. There were a big pair of these monster hands that Stan had been developing for another film that were reproduced in foam rubber. And we had 2 stuntmen come over, and they were hung from crane, and we wrapped them all up and added legs and big puppeteering rods on those legs, and we shot video and stills of that test. And the idea there was to see what the total mobility was of this thing.
Crane, raise up. All right, bob the crane up and down. Just bob it up and down. Not so much, just a little bit. Like it's shifting its weight. Try to keep them palms down. There we go. Okay, spread the arms out as wide as you can go. Next to space there. Okay, pivot.
2 men hanging from a crane, each of them with their arms, big long extensions, legs that were operated by control rods. And the result was, I mean, you look at it and it is what it is. It's cut foam and it's plastic crash bags, but it made an impression. It definitely made an impression and showed that it was the size, the relationship, and the technique was going to work.
Okay, that's
Or Giger.
I'm just still overwhelmed by how much work that is.
H.R. Giger.
It was the size, it was the motion in the ocean, it was all of that. How you get that
H.R. Giger.
Giger.
H.R.
Giger. Giger.
H.R. Giger.
Must kill Conan. Must kill.
I'm just continuing the bit. The bit's still going.
Christina, is your drink green? What are you drinking?
I'm drinking cupcake prosecco. It's like it looks slightly green, but looks more like yellow.
It might just be because of your bisexual lighting, but
yes, that is also very true.
I love the Wikipedia page of bisexual lighting, where they have the skeleton shown in bisexual lighting.
What's this? Wait, pull it up. Pull it
Show,
up,
don't
Jamie.
tell.
Hassan gave me shit yesterday for clowning someone's bisexual lighting, but I stand by what I said.
Wait, what is
we were watching a video of Kevin Samuels, who, if you don't know who that is, he's a misogynist who gives women dating advice. It's absurd. His whole shtick is
I
disgusting.
thought My brain finished misogynist and heard massage therapist, and I was like,
Those are very different things for us.
What are you drinking for?
Thank God you're wrong. Thank God you're wrong. What's his guy's name?
So
What's his clown's name?
You're not driving
Kevin
tonight, right?
Samuels.
Yeah.
Kevin Samuels.
yeah, I'm driving myself up to my fucking bed upstairs and falling asleep after this, probably.
But yeah, he was. I said that his lighting was shitty because it was. You couldn't see his face at all, just like the purple lighting. And he was like, "No, that's good bisexual lighting." But as someone who has bisexual lighting, it was bad bisexual lighting. It sucked.
And you can see there's the
3D rendering of a skeleton showcasing bisexual lighting. I fucking love the internet, y'all. I love it.
It was not a mistake.
You know what?
Fucking awesome.
Fucking bisexual skeletons matter. I believe in you, fam.
Holy fuck.
Use a popular media.
Bisexual
Twitch
pride
streamer.
flag. Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right.
they-
I think I
they
get it.
trust
Okay.
me.
Okay, well, I got
Oh
one color
my
going. I
life.
just need two more colors in my
They trust
setup
BBC
here.
News, the same BBC News that just fucking interviewed Alan Dershowitz after the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. They trust that BBC News to talk about bisexual.
True
lighting.
couples
I don't-
finish each
I don't
other's
think so.
sentences, guys. We know this for a fact.
A guy
No,
who
he-
definitely doesn't have a conflict of interest with Jeffrey Epstein and his activities. Alan Dershowitz.
Can we get back to the fact that the skeleton definitely
favorite-
parties? Thank you.
My favorite thing about
bisexual, of course it
interview,
does.
the interview that they did with Alan Dershowitz after the Ghislaine Maxwell trial is that he used that as a soapbox to say that, oh, it's good that they didn't interview the person that is accusing him of rape. And he's like, it's good they didn't interview that person because that person is not trustworthy. It's good that, you know, all the victims that came forward were people that didn't accuse me of rape.
Woody Allen, you're next.
Wow.
Woody Allen's gonna
Ugh.
die before he ever
Okay.
gets charged with anything.
Let's go back to the skeleton.
On that note, I actually have to dip, and I'm so sorry, but it's been awesome talking with y'all.
Well,
The
have
bisexual
one-
skeleton wishes you well, as do
The
I.
bisexual
Erica
skeleton
Strout.
was too much.
My bisexual skeleton wishes you all well. Happy New Year.
Maybe that's plot point of Predator we missed was the him looking for the bisexual skeleton.
Staring at the jungle and waiting for the bisexual skeleton. That's
We'll have to do a
both
reboot
ways.
on that one.
It goes both ways.
All right, Happy New Year, y'all. Have a great night.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
Hopefully you're doing something more fun than this. All right.
Wait, Forrest, for real, what are you drinking?
So I tried
Looks
making
like Pellegrino,
Moscow Mule.
but it's not.
Oh, Moscow
but I
Mule?
tried-
That's one of my favorite drinks.
I tried because my best friend Jazzy makes them really well at like one of the bars in town. So I tried making my own. Not as good as the one she makes, but you know they're solid. It's good. It's all right. It's ginger beer and
Yeah.
fucking Tito's.
My mom
what can I
had
do?
4
And
sugar
lime.
cookie white Russians on
Good
Christmas
for
Eve.
mama. My mom was in my chat earlier. I had a heart attack.
Oh god. She was like in bed for like 3.5 days, and I'm like, never. She's like, never again. I'm like, yeah, never again.
Oh,
You
your
were-
mom was in bed after 4 White Russians.
Yeah, because it's.
I'm surprised he wasn't a lockup. Jesus.
It was like vanilla vodka and Kahlua.
Oh, you were
And she
talking
got
about a
like the
drink.
double shots type of glasses.
No, her mom was getting gang banged by 4 white Russian
That was
dudes.
the
is
joke
what
that I
she
was trying to
describing
make.
to
What
us
do you use
so
Eastern
casually.
promises? Yeah, come on.
That was the joke I was trying to make, and no one was picking up on it. So you know what? I'm out.
It's a good run, everybody. 50 episodes, and it ended like this, I guess. So there you go.
I guess we're not Y22. Y-O-K-2-O-K.
Well, you know, 2022 is just 2022.
Okay, I might have missed this discourse earlier, so forgive me if I'm asking a question that's been
Oh,
answered.
you did not miss it, Rayyvana, I assure you. Yeah, go ahead.
Not the white Russian discourse. But what was everyone's favorite movie that they saw or came out this year?
Thank you,
Spider-Man
Rayyvana.
and
Thank you.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad might be my favorite too.
My
I
favorite
didn't
is
watch
actually a
it.
documentary.
What was the documentary?
The Sparks Brothers, the documentary on Sparks, which is
Ooh.
my favorite film. And I say that as them being one of my favorite bands, but I think it's a rare example of a documentary that you don't need to know anything about the subject to be totally in on it and be like, this is awesome. Edgar Wright, by the way. Also love Last Night in Soho, but Sparks Brothers is got my
A
heart.
documentary. It's not my favorite from this year. It's my favorite of all time. That is the same. Like, you don't have to know anything about it to become deeply interested in it. It's
Wait on
called
it.
Tickled, and it is absolutely one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. He's like a reporter from New Zealand, and he knows that he has the funding to make a documentary, and he's trying to find a subject, and he stumbles upon the concept of competitive tickling, and the story gets so deep. It's criminal activity. It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's an
no,
amazing
I heard the
documentary.
podcast that inspired the movie. Like way before the movie even, like when the podcast came out.
Yeah.
Podcast that inspired the movie.
The doll, which love to talk to Dave Anthony. But anyways, oh really? You're gonna do this again? But no, they actually the story is just insane because it starts off with oh, I just want to see twinks getting tickled, and then it just gets weirder from there. I mean,
it's wild. It's absolutely
There's
absurd.
something weird about twinks getting tickles.
That's
so much more.
Clip it.
Literally a criminal enterprise, and them confronting the person who is running the
Jamie,
criminal enterprise,
just
who has
clip-
gotten
clip-
off scot
clip
free.
that-
It's
clip that-
amazing.
clip that moment.
Amazing.
Rayyvana, thank you, because I'd heard about this film, forgot what it was called, and therefore did not put it on my watch list, and is now on my watch list.
What's this?
Also, Tick Tick Boom is a really good one.
I
about
just
Gotham
watched
Martian.
Tick Tick Boom, and that was going to be my favorite. As an
Right?
enjoyer of musicals and a queer person and a
Yes.
huge fan of Rent,
Yes.
I love Tick Tick Boom.
Yes.
Oh, it's a musical?
Yes, it's
It
about
is.
Jonathan Larson.
Yeah, it was Jonathan Larson's. It wasn't his first musical, but it was his first one that he performed off Broadway before he made Rent. It's so good.
Okay,
And he
I'm
died
not
before
a
the first
musical fan,
preview.
but I will appreciate a good one, if you know what I
good
mean.
one.
Like I really enjoy Repo
we
the
know what you
Genetic
mean.
Opera.
It's Andrew Garfield. It's so good.
I love my future husband.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But
you're talking-
like usually like normal run of the mill musicals, like if I'm seeing it live, it's a little bit of a different story, especially if I know somebody involved with it. But
well,
you know.
speaking of Sparks, how about Annette? Anybody may see Annette, because Sparks did all the music for it. Adam Driver and the French actress's name I can't remember right now. It's the I think Carax. It's a French name. I don't know how you say this dude's name, but like it's awesome and it's bizarre. It's Lynchian. And I have a fatwa against people who use Lynchian because they usually get it wrong, but it's actually correct in this one. Annette is a good ass movie, and it's a bit of a harsh joke too, but it's really good, and the music is awesome. I'm not just saying that because it's Sparks, who was already defined as one of my favorite bands. Annette
only
is
going off the movies that came out this year. The
I don't
only
know.
movie that I've seen, the only movie that I've seen that came out this year is Dune.
No, you saw Mayor Pete.
But the Mayor Pete documentary was a film that, and I really like. I hate Bill Clinton. One of my favorite documentaries.
Again.
I hate Bill Clinton, but one of my favorite documentaries of all time is The War Room, which is all
Yeah.
about I love it. It's fantastic. It's fan-fucking-tastic.
Have you ever watched Documentary Now?
I love Documentary.
Oh, yeah, that Bill Hader, Fred Armisen.
Yeah, where they have the one that's parodying the War Room.
Yeah. It's so good. But the War Room is absolutely one of my favorite documentaries. So I was like going into the Pete Buttigieg documentary thinking, I hate Bill Clinton, but I love the War Room. And I mean, I hate George Stephanopoulos. I fucking hate more than anything James Carville. I think more than I hate the other two, the George Stephanopoulos and Bill Clinton's a pedophile, so that's a whole other thing. But I mean, politically, I hate James Carville more than the other ones. So I was like, I love that documentary, so maybe I can enjoy the Pete Buttigieg one. I have never been more infuriated. I live tweeted myself watching that movie.
Yeah, I'm like, why is there a fake
horrendous.
I'm like, why are you talking about fake Bernie Sanders? They casted Bernie Sanders for like fake scenarios. What's happening here?
It was so bad. It was so, and Liz Smith is the least likable person in politics.
Oh, she's the worst. Yeah.
And she is framed as like and she sucks. She's never won. She is a loser in the political world. A lot of my friends, people very close to me, work in Democratic politics. She is a well-known loser. She is the reason that Chris Cuomo, she is literally the reason Chris Cuomo had to quit CNN or got fired from CNN. It's because of her. She is a fucking loser. And they frame her to be some hero, some amazing political. She's a loser.
What's insane about that too? Like let's just talk about
she's like a little bit hotter than
everybody. Please talk all at once. Go ahead.
She's a tiny bit hotter than I thought she'd be. I'll give her that. I thought she was.
But the crazy thing about her in that movie, it's like Pete Buttigieg would say something absolutely like completely robotic and she'd be like, "Shut the fuck up, Pete, you're terrible." And then like he'd go on and he'd do the exact same thing in like a debate, and she'd be like, "Oh, that was wonderful." And like, no, the motherfucker just said the same thing. Why are you gaslighting us? What is this is propaganda.
Chapo Trap House did their review of it, and they were making fun of that part. And I realized that what they were saying was 100% accurate. It would be like she would say it every time 3 times. The first time she'd say that was fucking horrible, it sucked. The second time she'd be like, this is horrible, fuck that. And then the third time, every time she'd be like, this is amazing. This is amazing.
Did you listen to the episode of Chapo where they reviewed the article about Chasten?
Oh.
About the article that literally started with Chasten Buttigieg has gained a few pounds since he moved to Washington.
No, I don't remember this.
It's so funny. And honestly, Chasten, blink 3 times the next time you're doing an interview to let me know that you need to be saved, because holy shit.
We'll send in SEAL Team 6.
It's really fucking hard to watch the Mayor Pete documentary because of Chasten too. Because he's trying to inspire some kind of fucking human emotion throughout that entire fucking movie. And he realizes throughout it, like, he is married to a fucking sociopath. In like, I know you don't like that word because it's like, but like, I don't know how else to explain the emotion.
He's a robot. He was created in a lab to be the perfect presidential candidate of the 21st century, and he still failed.
But his dad is friends with fucking or what? I mean, his dad passed away, but his dad was friends with fucking Cornel West. His dad was friends.
His dad
with,
was a Marxist economist, as is Kamala Harris's dad, who hates her.
Donald J. Harris, my man.
No, Pete Buttigieg's dad was the head of the Gramsci Society, which is crazy.
Yeah, he translated a lot of Gramsci texts into English.
I learned that from
introduced
TMBS.
Yeah,
I learned that from Richard Wolff coming on TMBS.
But like the other thing too, like that just drove me crazy about Chasten in that documentary was the fact that like he seems like he genuinely wants to help children, and he sees Pete as somebody who needs his help. But like, you don't marry somebody that you're trying to help. That's a bad relationship. You don't.
Well, he also seems like, I mean, they made this point in the actual, like in the Chapo episode, but like he feels like he's someone who feels like his experience. Well, I had to watch it, so I wasn't gonna watch it. I was proud of the fact I wasn't gonna watch it, and then Gab and Kitty for Final Girls watched it and did a whole episode on it. That was their first episode, and
Gab is
so
wonderful.
they came on.
I love her.
No, it was a good episode, but they came on Kenzo's show with Eric, and like we did Sabbath Cypher. That was like we did a really good episode of Sabbath Cypher. But before that, I was like, all right, I'm not going to let them go through this and not watch it because, you know, I'm going to talk about it. Which, by the way, YouTube took down our stream because they're like, sorry, you can't play part of the Mayor Pete documentary. That's Amazon.
Liz Smith did that, I'm sure.
Fuck Liz Smith. She's a rape apologist. She was running defense. It was literally her job to run defense for fuck. I mean, I read those entire documents that were released. That was subpoenaed from her. Andrew Cuomo. They were bad.
But her tweet was pretty funny, where she's like, "Your first job is as a father, as a brother, as like she like listed off all the family relationships." So this played well, but I fucking tweeted that same tweet, but with a picture of Walter White. It was like, your first job is as a father, a brother, you know, a wife, a sister. Like, listen, he was working for his family. It was his family.
I think the reason that the Mayor Pete
family doesn't talk to him, but like, it was still about his family.
I think the reason the Mayor Pete doc like really didn't play with me in the same way that like and JFK was the first. It was the primary. It was the first type of documentary of this sort that like paved the way for the War Room and like this sort of political campaign live documentation. Was that those two were very raw, and particularly the War Room captures like the nitty gritty and like the dirty tactics that the Clinton campaign was, you know, using and was tapping into. Like there's a scene in the War Room where George Stephanopoulos is literally talking to a DNC operative who is like, hey, this person has informed me that Bill Clinton has been the illegitimate father of a black child. And he's like, you will never work in Democratic politics again if you leak this. But I can't promise you anything, but if you don't come forward with this, the future president will be very thankful. And like that person ultimately did end up becoming more prevalent in the DNC. And I can't help but think that was more of a quid pro quo than it was, you know, he presented it to be. But regardless, that type of raw, like documentary style was amazing. The Mayor Pete documentary, on the other hand, was insanely favorable to him and was just trying to paint him as a hero that he isn't. He just isn't. There's like one scene where they're like, oh, he doesn't play well with, you know, black voters, but here's him doing better with black voters. Here's him, you know, being more
we never showed him doing better with black voters, though. That's the other thing. Like,
but I mean, they try to frame it that way, right? They try to frame it like he cares about these issues, but he so clearly doesn't. And it's so offensive as an audience member to think you're lying to me. You think I'm stupid and I can't understand that this is just deceptive framing of the issue. Like he obviously doesn't care about this stuff.
The one thing, like if you're running for president,
you're still talking about this, huh? Okay.
Make people's lives better. And it took the movie 1 hour and 32 minutes to get to him actually discussing like the voters. And when he did at the very end, he's like, oh well, I guess that's what that's how it is. I don't know how to fix this. And that like it's just like that right there like should have been the opening scene of the movie and to show like how freaking empty everything else was.
There was no motivation described as to why he wanted to run for president. They didn't even build a narrative around it. There was no reason other than that he thought he should be president. There was no narrative building. There was no like, I don't know, come up story or an inciting factor that was like, this is why I should be president. This issue is why I should be. There was nothing.
No.
Nothing.
It's just like, I should be president because I have an identity and my identity is a white gay guy. And that was, you know, that was the entire
white
argument.
Gay guy who is the mayor of a college town. It was like, yeah, he lives, it's Indiana, but like it's a college town Like it's not some amazing I'm overcoming all these obstacles in my life story, or
No.
like, you
And
know,
I mean,
it
he was in
wasn't
the
like
closet until it was fairly safe to come out.
Yeah,
Or
it wasn't even
this,
like the war room that was like we're overcoming these political
I'll be right back
obstacles.
on. I gotta jump off
Like
for a
it was
second.
just, I want to be president. I'm gonna be president.
Yeah,
And then he lost, and it wasn't even like a retrospective of why he lost.
No,
it was nothing. It was
It
shit.
was just- yeah. And then
Sorry.
they fucking used Lou Reed. Like I'm pissed about that too. Like at the
Yeah.
very end, because I fucking love Lou Reed. And Transformer is a very important album in gay history. And the fact that they used, Perfect Day, which is a beautiful song and gets way overused in too many projects, it makes it, just like,
It was offensive. As a queer person, I found it offensive as a documentary.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
I
but
was
I'm
offended by
sorry,
the Lou Reed.
Christina. What was your favorite movie that you saw or came out this year?
Let's see. It's a tie. It's definitely a three-way tie between Tick Tick Boom, The Suicide Squad, and Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I saw earlier today.
Yes.
By the way. And
Jay wants to know if Suicide Squad 2 was good.
Oh well, yeah. That one is far better than the original.
Ooh, okay.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I never watched the original because I won't watch terrible movies. So
There you go.
What's
There-
up, Karthik?
I know guys who are like the original is better than the new one. I'm like,
No.
fuck no.
Send them to my office.
Yes,
I'll word
exactly. They're like, release the air cut. I'm like, it's not going to make an improvement. I'm like, they made.
It might
Harley
make an
Quinn-
improvement, but it's not going to be better than what.
Yeah, I mean, like who? I'm like, David Ayer was the one who made sure there were close-ups of Margot Robbie's ass and tits. Like, that's not going to fix anything. I'm sorry, he's just not a comic book director like James Gunn. Or like, I'm sorry, but the newer version is just so much better.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. I like David Ayer as a director. I like his movie Tax Collector, which is a weird ass action film. But like Suicide Squad is a just something. It just doesn't work. There's there might have been a good movie in there to cut, but like it wouldn't have been as what we got for for the sequel from James Gunn, because it never could reach what James Gunn did. Because James Gunn made a great movie with a fantastic point too about like being anti-American interventionist in in South and Central America.
Yeah, like when they go in and they kill the wrong village, that's like rough chuckle. Holy shit, that's amazing. And I actually was like, whatever. Nando's on Letterboxd, and him and I apparently don't agree on almost anything when it comes to movies. So I was like, come on. Like you didn't
trolls on Letterboxd.
Also, Harley's fight
I know.
scene, like the song made so much sense compared to all the
Guys,
needle drops.
you gotta pause this conversation. Karthik is on, and I wanted to play the G-Jack thing that we did during They Live because he's only on for 20 minutes, and I
will also have to get off soon. I'm sorry.
Same. I'm
It's all
gonna
good.
pop off
Wait,
now
so just I
because
wanted to.
I have to start streaming at 10.
All right.
Well.
So yeah.
Well, I hope you and your future with Andrew Garfield is going to be a great 2022.
Yes. Let's hope.
This is Icky, by the way. This is his third appearance on the show.
Oh, big cat! That's a big cat!
Whoa.
Oh my god! I love the eraser head in the background, by the way.
Thank you.
One of my favorite films of all time.
Likewise.
Is that a cat or like the lady in the videos? Are you carrying a lynx?
Big, the biggest cat.
They're both pretty big boys, honestly.
Yeah.
Come on, get up.
Bye guys.
Bye, Christina.
Bye, Christina.
Happy New Year.
Bye, Christina.
Happy New Year. You have a good
Always a
time.
pleasure. See you next month, I guess, or whatever.
Next year.
Next year, whatever.
Bye.
Tomorrow.
This is
I'll
the
stick
last
around
clip.
for the G-Jack, but then I'm gonna pop off.
All right, this is the last clip I'm gonna play tonight. Anyway, because I think we've had a good run anyway. and I
you're
wanna
not playing mine?
I can't believe there was like 20 minutes of
weird.
the fucking Mayor Pete doc, and I still didn't get to talk about Writers of Justice. But okay.
All right, we'll talk about Brad. But listen, I want to go into IRL very soon. So listen.
Yeah, we get it. They Live, starring Alec
Sorry,
Baldwin.
I grabbed the wrong. I had 2 G-Jack clips and I grabbed the
They
wrong
Live.
one. Here we go.
Starring Jean-Claude Van Damme.
So this is the first time.
Bruce Campbell.
The first time I ever saw Zizek was, we talked about this when we did our They Live stream, but it was the Pervert's Guide to Ideology, and I wanted to play this for Karthik because I thought he would appreciate it. So here we go. Here we go.
I'm giving you a choice. Either put on these glasses, start eating that trash can.
I already am eating from the trash can all the time. The name of this trash can is ideology. The material force of ideology makes me not see what I'm effectively eating. It's not only our reality which enslaves us. The tragedy of our predicament when we are within ideology is that when we think that we escape it into our dreams, at that point, we are within ideology. They Live from 1988 is definitely one of the forgotten masterpieces of the Hollywood left. Tells the story of John Nada. Nada, of course, in Spanish means nothing, a pure subject, deprived of all substantial content, a homeless worker in LA who, drifting around, one day enters into an abandoned church and finds there a strange box full of sunglasses. And when he put one of them on, walking along the LA streets, he discovers something weird. That these glasses function like critique of ideology glasses. They allow you to see the real message beneath all the propaganda, publicity, glitz, posters, and so on. You see a large publicity board telling you have your holiday of a lifetime, and when you put the glasses on, you see just on the white background a gray inscription. We live, so we are told, in a post-ideological society. We are interpellated, that is to say, addressed by social authority, not as subjects who should do their duty, sacrifice themselves, but subjects of pleasures. Realize your true potential, be yourself, lead a satisfying life. When you put the glasses on, you see dictatorship in democracy. It's the invisible order which sustains your apparent freedom. The explanation for the existence of this strange ideology glasses is the standard story of the invasion of the body snatchers. Humanity is already under the control of aliens.
Hey, buddy. You gonna pay for that or what? Look, buddy, I don't want no hassle today. Either pay for it or put it back.
According to our common sense, we think that ideology is something blurring, confusing our straight view. Ideology should be glasses which distort our view. And the critique of ideology should be the opposite, like you take off the glasses so that you can finally see the way things really are.
Perfect, because I'm sorry, my food is here, so I have to hop off. But it's been wonderful being on. I love a Slavoj Žižek clip.
Well, I'm already eating from that trash can, so I hope you
How funny eating from the trash can. The trash can of ideology.
Thank you. I will. All right.
Always a pleasure.
Okay, so she left.
I already am eating from the trash can all the time. This trash can is called ideology.
Yes.
Isn't it like kind of interesting that I don't know if I still haven't watched the stream. I've kind of been out of it, but isn't it kind of interesting that like in the series of movies that fear alien invasion or like there is an alien invasion that's just about to happen. This is like talking about aliens as like already living among human society. So it's kind of like we're not going to be afraid of this stuff anymore because it's already here.
Well, I mean, I guess depending on the movie. I mean, there are some movies I feel like that are
Alien Nation, District 9. I mean, there's movies that do it in ways that are less invasive, if you will. But yeah, I mean, that's one that makes They Live unique. Absolutely. And what you missed, Karthik, is we did a bit earlier of all Rowdy Roddy Piper as John Nada was not the original choice. That was actually Kurt Russell. But we also went through a list of the other actors of the time that were considered, one of which was Mel Gibson. And I was thinking about the right-wing appropriation of They Live, and if Mel Gibson had been in it, it'd been like, all right, yeah, this one's yours, guys. Sorry, yeah, like it would have been a different movie. Like Schwarzenegger would have been like, oh, here's some goof-ass 80s classic, right? Like, but Mel Gibson would have been like, yeah, even though it was before his like explicit hard right turn, it would have would have subverted Carpenter's message, which is explicitly anti-neoliberal capitalism. He said as much and has defended it against the people that are like, no, it's about the Jews. It really fucking isn't, asshole. It really isn't about the Jews. Not an exact quote, but it's a verb,
Right, yeah. Yeah, he would definitely have, and especially like the alien stuff, alien imagery is kind of like, and also the fact that it's taking place in LA, right? Like not New York City. Although there's like a lot of skyscrapers and people in suits and stock exchange looking buildings and things like that.
Yeah, but it's also like a shanty town. Like the fact, and we went at length about how the raising of the shanty town and They Live was like that hit me harder watching it now than it ever did. As a kid, I was like, man, when are the aliens coming in? I can't wait for the aliens to come in. Like I just didn't pay any attention to the social message at all. And then like that was almost like that to me, that was as deeply horrifying as anything else. It's like, wow, they're just destroying this like unhoused encampment, right? Like,
I remember watching this movie around the time Occupy happened, and the scene where they're bulldozing the camp. I just had these weird flashbacks. I like this weird parallel of real life and movie, which is surreal when that happens.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, so we've gone through this. We've gone through like all of the movies in this amount of time.
We didn't even we talked for 45 minutes about that Mayor Pete documentary. We did not talk about Edge of Tomorrow even for 1 second.
All right, let's talk about Edge of Tomorrow.
Emily Blunt's biceps are great.
Karthik, have you seen Edge of Tomorrow?
You know what? I haven't actually seen Edge of
Tomorrow. Nobody has, and that's the point of me wanting to do it. It was
we got a good comment.
I kind of know the broad idea. I mean, I know he keeps living, he keeps dying, and he just keeps finding new ways to die. And it's kind of interesting to have Tom Cruise be killed over and over again.
Well, but
there's in kind of a slapstickish way, right? Like the movie is, he dies over 300 times, and a lot of them are kind of. And when I said bumbling when we were doing the episode, I meant like he doesn't understand how to use the technology that he's selling. And I mean, it's kind of it's an interesting movie for the fact that he's selling all of this military gear to like poor people, to people that are underprivileged, like in general on TV, right? Like he's like, you can wear this cool Iron Man suit. We watched Doug Liman, who's the director, talking about this. He's like, you can wear this cool Iron Man suit pretty much and fight these aliens. And you look fucking awesome. You look like this like robot dude. Like it's going to be amazing. Like kind of, he's using all these selling points, but he's never had to learn how to use the gear. He's never had to see the gear in operation. He just kind of is this, he's like the cable general that goes on like MSNBC, CNN, and sells this equipment to people. So like when he finally has,
and
to
he's a
use
coward. Like he's honestly like he's not a fighter. He's an actual coward, but he's like a war profiteer.
He's an ad man.
Yeah,
he's Don Draper. He's like the Don Draper of selling this military gear. I mean, like you know what I mean? Like so his ad agency shut down, and you know he made up a new name. His commander got killed. No, I'm kidding. That's the plot of Mad Men. But no, he's I love Mad Men, but
I do too. I just don't want to hear.
My great grandpa was a madman. Was a madman. He literally worked at Madison Avenue at the time that he was not good. I don't think he was a good one. He was like a bad version of Pete Campbell. But anyway, no. So he's selling the shit to people on MSNBC, on CNN, and all of these cable networks that he's never going to have to use. And he's given this high rank within the U.S. military and within, this global military, like, because they're two separate entities, which I do think is brilliant in that movie. Like, I think it's brilliant that there's a global, alien defense force, an ADF, as they say, not to be confused with the IDF, but pretty much doing the same thing. And then, so there's like an alien defense force, and then there's the U.S., which, and every country, which still kind of has its own military. So I do find that like absolutely fascinating within this movie universe. But he's selling the equipment that he's never going to have to use. He's never going to have to be the person that gets absolutely like, hacked in half by a fucking mimic. Like, so then to put him in the situation, but to put him in the situation where after he's had all these people join this force, use this technology, and realizes like, holy fuck. And he has to get killed over 300 times by it. Like that's fascinating to me, that part of it. And and
people assumed because Tom Cruise is in it, like, I know what that is. That's gonna be like, whatever. He's running around being the hero. It's like, no, he's a fucking coward. He's a terrible person. And you get to watch over the course of the movie as the actual hero of the story, the Emily Blunt character, the war hero, the sort of like, if you will, of the biceps, yes. Who the Leni Riefenstahl propaganda poster girl, like just views him with like disdain would be charitable, right? Like he's just like and he's just contemptuously looked at, and for good reason. And then you get to watch him slowly get it and grow in a way that's, I think I called it maybe one of the only allowable inheritors of Groundhog's Day, because you actually, much like Groundhog's Day, you see character growth. You see him like grow into a real person that actually, like, when, spoiler alert, when there comes like time for like the big sacrifice or whatever, like you believe it, you feel it. And I think that people just hold on, hold the fuck on. I've listened to 40 minutes of Mayor Pete discourse. Hold on. You can spare 10 more seconds for me to say this.
I was gonna quote you.
Okay. That's okay.
Bill Murray in Groundhog's Day is just a dick. This guy is like, literally selling fucking military equipment to people, like underprivileged people. You know what I mean? Like, there's a big difference between, and I know this was you for a fact. I said this. But there's a big difference between like the stakes, right? Of Bill Murray just kind of being a dick throughout this movie and having to grow from like, hey, I'm an unpleasant person, and this guy having to like grow from like, hey, I'm pretty much a war criminal.
100%. Yeah, that sounds like something I'd say. And thank you for quoting me to and recontextualizing it. I was just gonna say, like, I think that Tom Cruise doesn't get credit enough for taking this role, because I'm sure when he got this role, he'll be like, but I'm the hero. But the fact that he took it and was like, this is look, I'm not here to defend Tom Cruise, right? Like, I'm not here. I don't want to talk about any of the things associated with Tom Cruise, none of that stuff. But this is a fascinating movie, not least of which is because Tom Cruise is completely against type. And I think a lot of people gave it a miss because of the boring ass, like, immediately forgettable name. It's immediately forgettable. And the fact that they thought it's, I know what that is. And it's not that thing. So that's what I wanted to say.
Or was Tom Cruise cast against type, or was he cast as like who he really is? Like,
I don't know.
Because there's something always kind of fake about Tom Cruise selling a movie.
I don't know him, so I don't know that answer.
Remember him jumping on the couch?
I don't personally know Tom Cruise, so yeah, I can't speak.
Jumping on the couch.
Like, I don't know who Tom Cruise really. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have a
Tropic
an
Thunder.
answer.
Tom Cruise is very different from A Few Good Men.
Well, fuck you. I was about to play him dancing too. I was looking for it on YouTube as you said that.
That's my second favorite Tom Cruise role, by the way, is Tropic Thunder.
Tom Cruise did like walk away from some movie or cancel, not cancel, but pull out of some movie. I think it was Salt. He was supposed to be
with her. Anyway.
Yeah, because he plays Ethan Hunt in what am I? We're on 6 now or 7? Mission Impossible. So I don't know how different Edge of Tomorrow is from his character is from like the Ethan Hunt character from Mission Impossible. So.
Like 180 degrees different. Like could not be more different.
He usually thinks that he's like some kind of invincible hero who doesn't even. I mean, like he gets hurt and everything, and he's vulnerable and all of that, but like he ultimately prevails. So,
yeah, this is again, people just Tom Cruise has got such a reputation for like the type of dude he is in real life, the type of dude he plays in all the famous roles that he's in, that people just fill in the blanks when they hear, and that's not what this movie is. So as much as Andy pushed super hard for Buckaroo Banzai, right? I pushed super hard for Edge of Tomorrow. I had a real hard time getting anyone on for it. Like, I fucking hate Tom Cruise. I'm like, look, I get it. I'm not the biggest fan either, right? But like, you have to trust me. This movie is good, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do it, because I feel like even when we did Forrest pulled clips of it, like, there was Emily Blunt and Howard Stern and stuff like that. And even then they're just assuming what it is without even like thinking about it. It's like, it's not those things.
Yeah.
Like, and
it is. I do really like that Robin on Howard Stern is like, no, he'd really like this. Like, this is a movie that Howard Stern would like.
That would be, dude. Tom Cruise's role. That would be Howard Stern in real life, who's actually like very clever, but not, we'll say, a brave man, right? Like,
but I like Robin on Howard Stern.
Robin's great,
yeah. But
we picked a movie that you haven't watched, Karthik. Sorry about that, but like I've been excited to talk about it all night, and we've talked about again the Mayor Pete documentary for at least an hour and a half. So
that's because of
3 hours of this
Rayyvana
documentary.
had watched that, and I'm sorry that I dodged Rayyvana for the month because I hadn't finished her thing. Guess what? I did finish it the night after we talked about it, and she loves it. She loves the intro I made for her, and she's been using it. So
well done, Forrest.
Also, I need to shout out DJ Danarchy who did the dun 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 dun, dun intro for Michael Brooks. He's fucking great. He's
shout
great.
out.
But
let's go.
But anyway, I need to play this now for 1 second before we.
See, this is the good part, Pecker. It's when Job gets fun.
Yeah.
Ask, and you shall receive.
All right.
You play ball, we play ball. I know you want the goodies.
Welcome to the goodie room.
It's so good.
Attention. G5 for the Pecker. That's how you're gonna roll. No frequent flat miles from my boy. Oh yeah. Player. Big dick player.
Swinging past your knees.
Big dick player.
Yep.
Just the absolute mortification of like what is fucking happening right now is so classic. Like it's so good. It's so good.
I love the Bill Hader.
What is this?
Swinging past.
Oh yeah. The Bill Hader add-ons are astounding. They're fantastic. Yeah.
Speaking of Tom Cruise typecast and all of that, like in the context of this, like that occurred to me in the context of They Live, which is like a classic. I feel like an 80s movie that is kind of making more of a case for like an aimless protagonist rather than like the uppy protagonist that Tom Cruise plays. Just like a direct nice contrast, I feel like, from the protagonist that Tom Cruise used to be playing, which is kind of like what the Charlie Sheen role was on Wall Street. Tom Cruise played that role in a couple of movies.
Yeah,
right?
totally. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I feel like for The Firm and Cocktail, I can think off the top of my head. I think there are a couple of other movies also in which Tom Cruise is like
The Firm and Cocktail. Those are the two, huh?
Yeah, I thought of that. In which he plays the yuppie character. Like I forget what of the movie.
I think that one thing that's interesting is watching through a lot of John Carpenter clips, and he so John Carpenter had very much decided during his his writing of this and the way that he wanted to do this, because I find John Carpenter as someone that wants to be a filmmaker, like the most inspiring fucking filmmaker, because he writes his own shit, he works with people to write his own shit, he directs it,
writes the music.
Yeah,
amazing. Slap.
His scores do fucking slap more than fucking anybody else. Yeah, we went on that.
Adequately covered that, in previous episodes, but yeah, it still slaps.
No, but like more than that though. Like, so he had the conversation, and we watched this during our They Live discussion, where he said, "Hey, I thought about it, and I could either do this from a middle class perspective, and the movie would work from a middle class perspective. Someone that's working at the TV station that kind of has this, as Catherine Liu would say, like this PMC perspective, right? Standing between like capital and labor as someone that's working at this TV station, that they really are this filter between the two." Or I could do this from the perspective of something, which would be where Tom Cruise, I think, would fit in. Because I don't think Tom Cruise can play a lower class than that. I think it would kind of have to be this professional managerial role.
Like, it's why Alec Baldwin would be terrible in They Live, right? It's not in his DNA to be like a unhoused person who's like migrant labor.
And he would have shot John Carpenter, and he wouldn't have gotten vampires.
Oh, God damn it.
But it's very interesting that John Carpenter openly admits, hey, I could have done this movie from this PMC middle class. I mean, he says middle class, but it's not just middle class, because middle class could be like a guy at a factory that's middle management. That's not what it is. It's a PMC, like between capital and labor, working at a specifically in a media job as someone working at this TV station. Like, I could have had my main character work there and then reveal from there that this is broadcasting this thing. I chose specifically to do a role of someone who's working poor. Like, this is someone who wants to work. They're not like, he is homeless, but he's also capable of working. He's looking for a job. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and he's not left pilled. You know what I mean? Like, he's not saying, hey, I'm so, like, it's a certain class in this like movie that are construction workers that might not have money and might not have a place to live between jobs, but there is a technical job that they're good at. You know what I mean? Which is construction, and they don't need to necessarily be skilled in the way that someone, who's PMC is. But between jobs, he is, he's looking for this certain kind of work. And it's fascinating to see this as something that John Carpenter has fully thought about, and thought about the fact that as the social safety net fails, as Reagan is president, and which has gotten so much worse since then. But like in this specific case, Reagan's president. Before that, Carter was president, and John Carpenter seems to have way more faith in Carter than I do. But as the social safety net is cut, which he's very open about, that's the fact that it's something he's frustrated about. Like, this Rooseveltian system is just destroyed. Like, he wants to portray that specifically. And I don't hear a lot of directors that verse. Like, he sounds almost like someone who's been listening to Chapo Trap House. Like 2 decades before that's happened, but like I've been listening to Hell the Presidents, and it's the same kinds of points that they're making in that. You know what I mean? Like, it's someone who does believe in a social democratic state.
Like, John Nara would not be an upwardly mobile character, right? Like, this person, any character that Tom Cruise plays, like, technically not only has an arc towards kind of redemption, because he has like he has the face that he has. So even if he starts out being a shitty person, like, he'll always like have an arc towards redemption. But he also like is gonna play a yuppie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I'm saying he's very rarely a shitty person either. You know what I mean? Like the roles that he plays most of the time. I mean, Kubrick did it to him and then died fucking 3 days later. Like, if I was a director, I wouldn't necessarily be like, yo, I'm gonna fuck with Tom Cruise and put him in this role where he's downwardly mobile. You know what I mean? Like, Stanley Kubrick did it, and it pained him so much to deal with Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise that 4 days later he literally dropped dead. Like,
well, he also was exposing Illuminati activities, but yeah, that's a whole different podcast. Yeah, and I think that's a good point. And again, it's one of the reasons why
I thought Shelley Duvall murdered him.
She would be within her rights. I think that, you know, when you think about Roddy Piper being the guy, right? It's pretty perfect. But like, also like, if Tom Cruise, fuck me, if John Carpenter's muse Kurt Russell also was in that role, he could pull it off. Like I said, I mean, you know, we went over the list. You know, Ron Perlman, Bruce Campbell would have been actually like, maybe his entire career arc would have been different if he had done that. But like, there's certain people on that list who are like, that. Do you understand what the fuck this movie is? Like, no, Alec Baldwin. And I say that as someone, look, I don't want to get into who shot who, but like, I like Alec Baldwin, right? Like, I think he's a good actor, but that is fucking 180 degrees away from what he is. Yeah, like, the 30 Rock character is perfect for Alec.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
The shadow,
Malice is what I said. He's like, he says, I am God in a deposition. Like, it's so funny that like he actually is capable of both saying I am God at the deposition and also making fun of like himself for saying I am God in the deposition. So I think Alec Baldwin has to wear the suit either way.
That's borderline personality disorder for you, pal. No, I'm kidding.
But like, I mean, the fact that like the other people, some people that were considered were just like, you know, like, look, we went in depth on Predator, which I obviously adore, but Arnold Schwarzenegger in the John Otter role, fucking come on, fucking grow up, really?
They're telling me to obey.
I want you to put on the glasses.
Although I would love to see the Arnold Schwarzenegger director's commentary, you know, the commentary for a track for They Live. If he did star in it, like, this is the part where I tell him to put on the glasses.
It's pretty good because he eventually,
a long time.
He eventually puts them on, as I knew he would.
He would basically ask the question of why should I even take off the glasses? Like,
why?
Because
why
he did that in Terminator. So
why should I even take off the glasses? I don't understand. So I have one more clip. I lied when I said the last one was. I have one more clip, and then we can go to. I really wish I thought about this earlier. I really wish we did like a best of Letterboxd thing, and
that would be So like the best of all of them. Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah,
that would have
maybe
fun,
for next month's wrap up.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea. Because some of them are like,
there's
usually at least one. There's at least one that's like, holy shit, that's fucking genius every time, right? So like, great, do all those.
It would have been the fantasy wrap it before you tap it roundup.
I was thinking the same thing.
Conan.
Yes. What am I doing? What
I said Van. I said Van.
I didn't hear the key part, which is Van. Look, this has been a fucking awesome month. Like, very interesting movies. Even though ostensibly they all are about with at and to aliens, like aliens are involved in somehow, they really tell us more about humanity. And they're more about like the different aspects of humanity and how we deal with, you know, whether it be an invading threat, whether it be a threat that already exists amongst us, like Body Snatchers wise, or They Live wise. Like, this is, you know, stuff gets political here. Clearly, it's like the only like leftist movie podcast that it matters. And the stuff gets deep and honestly kind of contentious sometimes. Like, I think I yelled at the guy Forrest and Parallax View dude, whose name is utterly escaped me right now, for like, I feel like 10 minutes about framing. JJ Michael. Thank you. Yeah. I was distracted by Roddy Piper's t-shirt. Sorry, JJ. About how framed language matters and how, like, that defund the police is a horrible slogan, and people just didn't want to admit it's a horrible slogan because it's cathartic and it feels good to shout it. Whereas if you use the weasel language of defund the police, that will actually do the actions of the things you're trying to do. Like it got heated. Like I got heated and I got yelly, and I don't like to eat yelly, even though I get yelly all the fucking time. But like I got yelly because like it's things that I think about that those kinds of movies spark, right? And They Live still is sparking awesome conversations now in 2022. And I think that's a sign of a powerful fucking movie. And like, again, a powerful movie starring wrestler Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Who's in one of the worst episodes of Highlander the series.
Isn't that the TV show? He's in that?
He
awesome.
did one episode as the bad guy.
Fucking fantastic. I love it.
He was fun, but like the episode was just so forgettable. It's just like, man, they could have done. But that was whenever they're trying to sell it as like a rock and roll show too. The whole thing was we're gonna have rock and roll guest stars. So like they had I don't know why
Bon Jovi.
No, but they did have Joan Jett, and they had the guy from Finding Cannibals.
Was she an immortal?
Yes, she was this homeless girl who commits suicide and finds out she's immortal.
I learned so much about B-grade sci-fi from you, Andy. It's great. I love it.
It's just like I put it in my system.
Yeah, you sure do. You inject it straight into your veins is what you do.
God,
and we appreciate your sacrifice. Thank you.
Yes.
Anyway, Forrest, you ready?
All right. So yeah, this is about Rowdy Roddy Piper not knowing that John Carpenter was who he was at a lunch with.
It was like this. WrestleMania 3, there was, I think it's still the indoor record in America anyway, 93,000 people. And since I was like 15, they just had me in cars and airplanes, and I never heard of John Carpenter. I didn't know who he was, I still watch Leave It to Beaver, they wanted dinner after WrestleMania 3. And it was just as simple as like, pass the rolls, you want some butter, you want to be in my next movie, sure, can I have some more champagne? And then I found out who he was. Oh man, I didn't give him much respect, I didn't think, but he was really nice about it. And then we started talking creatively about it. But that was the first moment that I had been with him. He well.
That's a huge deal to suddenly jump into the starring role of a film. How are you feeling about that?
It didn't bother me at all, to be honest with you, because I didn't know what I was getting into. If I hadn't had these two folks, it would have been a lot harder. They didn't like me. Vince McMahon got really angry at me for leaving the WWEFG, whatever it is. And he said to me, I'll have you another movie in 4 weeks if you don't take it. I said, because now I know who is not with John Carpenter directing you. And then he sent me a message. He said to my lawyer, you tell Piper that Hogan and I are the only true blue WWFers. And that's what started the heat between us. And then when I come to Hollywood, because I needed to take it serious, acting is so difficult. And these people, what they put into their art to get it, and I was perceived as just another jock coming in. So Hollywood didn't like me. I got used to not being liked a lot. But I was the main event for a long time by that time. And so being put in a high pressure situation, I didn't even think about that part of it.
Rowdy, everybody.
Yeah.
R.I.P. King.
Oh wow, he's gone. Damn.
So yeah, he passed away. So let's, I guess, real quick, promoting the next month of this. We're gonna be doing 80s fantasy. You know what I mean? So that's Rocky. That's Princess Bride, Never-Ending Story, Willow, Labyrinth. Those are the kinds of movies we're doing. Karthik's gonna come on. Karthik's gonna jump on January 20th. We're gonna have Nia on and Andy's old roommate on too, and we're gonna talk about My Neighbor Totoro. Wow, there's no.
No, he's just an old friend. We never run together.
All right. Well, Andy's old friend.
No, my roommate is well known. My old roommate. So I mean, there's a contingency who's just like, wait, Chris Wenn's going to be on.
Oh, whoa, okay. Is that the Paul Wentz, Chris Wentz? No, am I?
No, close with the D.
Pete Wentz. No. All right,
George Wentz.
George Wentz, yeah, I'm here for that one. When's that one on? That's the one that I'm on. Hey, also, can I point out that we didn't once talk about Arrival, which I thought was a great episode with Francesca.
Yeah,
Erica's introduction to the show.
Yeah, and Arrival was cool. I liked the language aspect of it. I liked kind of this peaceful coexistence. You know what I mean? Like planning out the future, and I also like the time isn't real. So there you go.
Yeah,
no, flat circle.
It's nice to see a thoughtful sci-fi film, because like
Fireman Denis, we've talked about almost all of his movies. Like we gotta do Blade Runner. I would fucking love to do Enemy. We won't invite Francesca on for Serio because she didn't like it, but dude's good at making them movies. He's an interesting cat. Anyway, whatever. Continue, Andy.
No, because like sci-fi can say stuff about society that other genres can't.
Society, man.
And sometimes like
yet you live in a society.
Sometimes sci-fi gets a little too flashy.
Society.
Because
we live in a society.
Let him talk. It's enough.
Are we done? All right.
Yeah,
I'll turn this car right around.
Yeah, exactly. We know.
No, because like you have movies tend to sci-fi movies tend to get a little too flashy because of Star Wars, which is a fantasy film. Let's be clear, and you lose what makes sci-fi great because Blade Runner talks about the human condition in ways that you can't easily do that, and same thing with Arrival. And Arrival doesn't have like that any of those beautiful action sequences. Like the action sequences are very cut and very more of like tension rather than like, oh, we're gonna blow a bunch of shit up or have a fight between an android and Han Solo on a rooftop in the rain. You have a much more thoughtful film, and when action does happen, it's more realistic. People are going to have concussions and lose hearing and that kind of stuff. So it's a thoughtful film in ways that a lot of other sci-fi movies that we didn't get to, like Outland, which I really wanted to do this month, but we'll get to Outland at some point.
Just like we'll get to The Thing, which was covered by Ben Burgess, but not by this show, and Bonnie was excited to talk about that. That'll be good.
Yeah, no, there's plenty
we need a little bit of a gap between those two things.
Yeah, we'll bring back Sci-Fi Month.
Double header only.
By the way, I gotta quickly.
There's so many great movies, even like
solo, so I can capture me doing this.
Even like some of the more B sci-fi movies too from the 70s that are.
It's like a long shot. This is like the Twin Peaks sweeping shot, is what this is. Put your hat instead.
All right,
we just lost 3 viewers, by the way, but go ahead.
Well, I'm trying to close this up. I'm trying to get
All right, well, stop interrupting the man. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I've been like talking about the same thing for like a half hour now. Can't finish my sentence. Because we got to show off your hat.
To be fair, it's a rad hat.
Yeah,
it is a rad hat. I wanted to be able to screenshot it later, and then never mind. Keep going.
Anyway,
can you give us, Forrest? Can you give us one, my lady?
The lady.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, sci-fi movies can say a lot more about society than other films, which I think is a wonderful thing about the genre. And I'm so glad that we've got to cover the width of the genre a bit this month. But there are so many films we need to get to, including, like I said before, like Outland, even like weird 70s stuff like ZPG, for example, which aren't, some things don't always hold up with those, the ones from the 70s, but like there are some hella interesting ideas to get into and dissect and see what they say about humanity at that point in time, because the 70s was such a fascinating era of transition.
Planet of the Apes.
We did that.
Sure.
Yeah, we did Planet of the Apes. I feel like you were on for Planet of the Apes.
Nah.
Huh?
Who
Wait,
you addressing?
on? We had Matthew Film Guy.
I was not on that.
And we had our rivals, our arch enemies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
No,
I was
we had
gonna
more
say-
people than that. I think Charlie was Charlie on for that? No, Charlie was just on for the birds.
Yeah.
Who the
I think
fuck
we
was-
are missing somebody. Somebody else was supposed to be on that episode, but I can't remember who off the top of my head.
Fascinating. Look it up. Anyway, so I feel bad originally that I actually was like, oh, let's do World on a Wire. I'm like, oh, I don't want to like make people watch this like 4-hour like German expressionistic like, and then like Andy's coming at it with like all this other, and I'm like, oh, that would have been fine. But like ultimately, I'm really glad with how we handled it and what we did cover, because first of all, we got to prove without a shadow of a doubt that Predator is fucking awesome and that there are no sequels to it that exist, and that's okay. We also got to talk about both Aliens Singular and Aliens Plural with a cast of characters that all brought their own stuff to it.
Oh shit! It was Gary Johnson.
That was co-ed, and I
Yes.
think that's very important. You guys still on that, huh? Okay. And I think that's awesome, because when you're talking about one of the movies or movie series or collection of movies or whatever that kind of introduces the badass female protagonist, why not have a lady or two on? Right? Great. Loved hearing that. I thought those were very interesting, more interesting than a lot of the sort of discourse, if you will, about those films are. Again, Predator's objectively awesome, and we got to prove that over and over again, even though like apparently another show made the same jokes we did. Okay, that's fine. Rival, super interesting, a different type
It
of
was just videos. You know what I mean? They don't count. They're
right.
fucking-
He said it doesn't count. We didn't discuss it that much, but Invasion of the Body Snatchers, I think that like is, you know, again, the best version of it, and like there's like we had an whole episode to unpack there that I thought was fascinating.
And
I thought that was
it's
great.
totally that transition period I mentioned earlier.
Right. Absolutely. And like so much is tied up in that. And again, if you're interested in that, all these episodes are out there. They're go listen to them, watch them, like whatever. They're all pretty great.
Movie Night Extravaganza on YouTube. Movie Night Extravaganza on Twitch. Movie Night Extravaganza, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You know what I mean? And I updated it today. We're about to be caught up on the audio version. You know what I mean? So suck my dick. They're out there.
MovieNightExtravaganza.com. There's a website now.
Yeah. And I gotta finish that website.
And the fact that like we've gone like 4 segments talking about They Live, we could go 4 more because it's fucking fascinating. And it's there's so many things you can get away with in science fiction that you just can't get away with in other genres. And I think it's great to be able to cover that kind of stuff, and to be able to cover it in a way that is focused on fun, but also like getting into the real things. And honestly, sometimes yelling at each other. There's been a lot of yelling at each other on these shows, myself included, and that's fine. It's okay.
90,
mostly me is the yelling. Yeah. You know, exactly.
But the thing is, though, like, we love and respect each other.
Yeah. That's what.
We all you son of a bitch, do the handshake at the end. I can't do it to myself.
Karthik's only yelled at me in DMs, so there you go.
They're very angry DMs, so I have no idea.
Karthik's an angry man on the back channels.
On the internet only, before he has his medicine.
Which, by the way, I've been finally listening to Blowback. So back channels, you know, I fuck with it.
Great.
Blowback's a good podcast. Yeah.
So Edge of Tomorrow 2 was included. I'm sorry, go ahead. What do you want to talk about? Some other show? Great, go watch that. Edge of Tomorrow.
I don't
Again,
like this hostility. I'm ending this fucking broadcast.
Well then, okay. I crowbarred in Edge of Tomorrow, and I stand by it because I think it's the only allowable Groundhog's Day inheritor, and that's a perfect example of the frame of what you think something's going to be versus the beauty of what it actually is. Again, it's the power of science fiction.
And we didn't talk once about clock stoppers.
That's okay. That's for bad. I'll come on bad takes and apparently justify my position of my 1.5 star review for Clock Stoppers.
Yeah, but like all love to Jonathan Frakes as a competent director. Just don't watch the movie, but like just understand Jonathan Frakes did a fantastic job directing that piece of trash.
The small snake stuff I like. It's just when it tries to get important, I'm like, you should really not do that.
Yeah. Well, and it also like trying to crowbar everything in 2002 that teenagers were into by a 50-year-old white guy.
Yeah. It's. Let's go on bad takes and talk about that. Karthik, yeah. I guess that's my final thoughts. Apparently, Karthik, do you have thoughts on any of the things we discussed? Any or all of them?
Hey, I kind of didn't get I don't know how many movies I've actually seen. I think I've seen a couple of these movies, but I echo everything that you said about science fiction.
Children of Men. We didn't even talk about Children of Men. It's like my favorite movie of the fucking bunch of these. Christ.
Well, each movie we
started over. Started over for us. We're starting from zero.
All right. Well, I mean, listen. If you say
so, I'll just say this because I have to go.
I'm just kidding.
I was like, holy shit. We're not ending the year with that, are we? That's
you said it started over, and I was in the process of going on to that.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what was happening for a second.
You cut off
no.
That was just so great.
No,
you're the one that wants to be on this show more. Anyway, Karthik, I believe you were speaking.
I'm not usually this drunk.
We know. Show us the hat.
I was just trying to, echo your views on science fiction, and like usually genre films are kind of looked down on because it's seen as like campy and whatnot. But yeah, I think that science fiction has more of a potential to be subversive than like any other genre. And I think that like it has a potential to be more literary than any other genre as well, because like it's entertaining for all, most of it. A film like They Live can be a drier, more dramatic piece, but like the fact that it becomes wacky and sci-fi kind of becomes more entertaining than less. And I think that like I like action movies for the same reason, and I guess like Predator kind of combines both elements, sci-fi and action. You got Arnold Schwarzenegger as well, which is kind of pretty crazy. So yeah, I mean, like I'm a sci-fi fan. Like, I mean, like Face Off is one of my favorite movies of all time, although it's not an alien movie.
Yeah, we should totally do Face Off at some point. Though I'd be
Nicolas Cage month, February, just only Nicolas Cage movies.
Dude, if we talk about Con Air, like there's an 8-hour episode
on
somewhere
now.
Con Air.
February, and listen, you can quote me when I'm sober. February, only Nicolas Cage movies. I would love that.
Oh,
all right, man. I gotta get going because like
I would. That's the only allowable response to that, by the way. Well, I'm great guys. I gotta keep going. So. I got a thing. I gotta just look at the.
Yeah, it's almost midnight. I got somebody to kiss.
No,
all right.
We're going out. So.
Let him finish. So okay, yeah. Finish your thought, Karthik. Go ahead.
Oh no, my thought was basically that like I echo your views on sci-fi, and I kind of like we had like a pretty heated discussion on Children of Men, but I nonetheless like still love the genre and everything to do with the genre. Like even the creative disagreements have everything to do with the fact that like it's more like just things that can be made differently, newer ideas and whatnot, but it's never like a dismissal of like, okay, you should never have done this or anything like that, which you can sometimes say flat out for a dramatic film. But like, yeah, I'm looking forward to the fantasy month as well. So any movies that you feel like you guys can use a slightly contrarian political view, that'd be pretty cool.
How David Bowie ran the fucking Goblin Kingdom, it really needs to be put under close scrutiny because I feel like he was a bit of a totalitarian
Hey, Karthik, how do you feel about you
totalitarian?
You never do a land war in Asia. You know that.
Oh yeah.
Like, the first one is you never do a land war in Asia, but only second to that. Wallace Shawn, by the way, Democratic Socialist. Love the guy.
Wallace Shawn is cool as shit.
Yeah.
Come on the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
I second that. You weren't in. I'll do that. Anyway, as a fading out thing to start with. Guys, it might be an hour early, but
you know what? The internet is forever. Wait, that's gonna say. For 50 episodes, 50 solid as fuck episodes. We're at least 30 of them, anyway.
Yeah, 25 solid episodes.
15
great
rock
episodes.
solid episodes.
I want to thank all of you guys, though, sincerely.
5 really good, awesome.
45. All right.
Those are the ones that Andy was on. Fuck him.
Cheers to all of you guys. I'm gonna put the last iteration of this movie night invasion thing. Cheers to everyone. Karthik, at least put up your headphones. Cheers us.
2022, right. Baby. Let's go.
2022. We're gonna be twice as bad.
Dum